autocorrect is the worst though. It types something wrong and then it tries to correct you something else and you're like, hey, it turns out it still has audio in it. That was for sure. No, I didn't mean duck, right? I like actually got so annoyed with that one that I went into like my phone's shortcuts and I changed like definitely to autocorrect for fucking stuff because it made me so mad. Yeah, right? Like or like when you're clearly trying to type a certain word and then it doesn't autocorrect it and it's like, bitch, I know you didn't think I was trying to say this. And then when you go to like correct it and it gives you like 3 different options and it's like, you know the one that I was trying to say.
Okay.
Act like
So we have a lot of ideas to combine.
for real.
But first things first.
I still can't believe I got this cup. I never saw it anywhere ever again. It was one of them and I just had to swoop it. I almost got one of their like tumbler cups that you like sip that had bunnies on it too. But I wasn't trying to spend like $40 on bunny cups in one swoop. And I never saw that one again either. So I probably shouldn't have just got it. I know you're listening, you little bitch. For real. You're so much smarter than me. You should know. You are called a smartphone. I'm just called fun.
She's a smart bun.
What is your normal bunny cup budget bun? I mean, probably just one bunny cup at a time. I don't think I'm allowed to get into it. Princess Smartbun _ Now I have the smart guy theme song stuck in my head. I'm just gonna get it in my head because I wasn't gonna say it out loud. So I know most of the words in my head, but probably not out loud. Also, like, I could justify one new cup. I could justify two. I really barely can justify the one. It's just one cup. I don't think I can justify the cup ever. But they're all true. My brain knows how to say certain words better than my mouth does. Sometimes mouths just don't say the words right. Sometimes proof of what I was trying to say. That statement right there. After massage in the rain, I do that all the time. Like I'll skip over parts of words and then accidentally combine words and like the other day I was trying to ask Theo if they wanted to go on a walk at lunch. And I was like, do you lunch? And I was like, what? You wanna go for a walk at lunch? Like I literally skipped over the entire rest of the sentence and listed the CH at the end of lunch.
Tell me what you want.
Do you want? Do you even launch, bro? Bro, I think there's a cooldown on that quote. And you're stuck in the middle of a sentence trying to remember what word you meant to say all the time.
Okay, so let's do SMB 3 direction platforms.
Speaking
mixed with.
I mean, we'll just put extra
Extending ventures?
launch. But like really, I fast forwarded these. Never coming back. Yep. Or it's like a word that you could probably think of if you weren't trying to think of it so hard right now. Why?
Let's just get rid of
I just realized
these candles in the background.
I don't really care what I wear to the movies later because so. We're going to watch, but I'm never gonna tell you guys anything ever again.
You guys have lost your privileges of ever knowing anything.
Never telling any stories that happen off street. From now on, you get whatever happens here. Whatever happens here is what happens here. That's it. Going to watch. Get out of here.
Going to watch.
Please. Live my life in peace.
Well, let's not do that.
Failure to watch. A very timely movie reference. More Austrian Bun War? No. No. I said I revoked those privileges. Ladyface, you've come into some nonsense, but welcome home. Was it a long trip for you? How was everything for the conflict? Maybe people keep saying it's good, interesting. You should. Like, we never go to the movies, but I think it'll be a fun time. No. Okay, you at least knew the movie I was referencing. Isn't that the one that had you put the wrong emphasis on the wrong syllable? That was like the only funny part of that movie, I'm not gonna lie. Wasn't it?
I think so.
Or was it actually good? Now I don't remember. Didn't it have like Christina Applegate and like it had good cast. Come on. Zoe Deschanel? No fucking way. She was in that? No. Sarah Jessica Parker, right. Zoe Deschanel? Fucking no? No way. I haven't seen this movie in a long time. It was not Christina Applegate. She would have been great, by the way. Why did I think Christina Applegate was in this? I'm thinking of a different one. I hate movies! What's the movie I'm thinking of? God damn it, this always happens to me.
So, can you not use blue Switch Palace blocks with this cave background?
Christina Applegate. I swear to God, Christina Applegate is in this movie. That I'm thinking of. Am I gonna go? Yeah, she was in The Sweetest Thing. God, there's parts of The Sweetest Thing that just get stuck in my head all the time. Okay. What was the one?
I want this cave layer 3 background, but I also want blue Switch Palace blocks. but I think having blue
View
Switch
from the
Palace
top.
blocks is more important.
View.
Okay,
from
so for some
the
reason,
top.
I'm trying to add. Here, I'll go ahead and put it in here. I'm trying to add blue Switch Palace blocks. Both because.
Apparently Gwyneth Paltrow
Wait,
is the star.
why is it working
Tell
now?
me Gwyneth Paltrow and Christina Applegate are not the same fucking person.
When I tried to add it before, it wasn't working.
They look the exact
Never mind, we're good. For some reason, it just like wasn't showing up as this before, but it is now.
Queen. They're not. Wow.
Is that because I switched to Underground 3? Can I go back to Underground 1? Yes. Very odd. Yeah, I don't know what happened there, but whatever.
She was in Shallow Hal?
A lot of people were in Shallow Hal.
She was Dixie Normus in Goldmember?
Yeah, tile set specific stuff like that is always so fucking weird to me, but whatever, we got it figured out. Okay, so we got that part figured out. Let me get any kind of a palette in this level.
Came in at a weird time. We're doing weird stuff here. Bun doesn't like movies. I don't. They take too long. They always make me cry. I can never get them straight. Like, I don't even know. But also, Failure to Launch now looks more like How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days than I remember it looking. But maybe that's just because it's Matthew McConaughey and like some blonde girl in front. Such a great clip. And that face! Thank you for clipping it, lady face. What the fuck is View from the Top? Look, there was a very specific era in which I watched movies, okay? If you have not seen View from the Top, maybe you should watch it.
It's not
really good.
It's not that good.
It's not really good, that was not it. But like kind of funny. There's one line we always remember from it, so love the View from on Top. Jesus, will you ever that out loud? How are you, friend? Do you watch? We should all watch. I hate you all so much. I should have known better because of Pete, but here we are. End the stream before you even play Phoenix, right? These watchers. Ugh. Do you watch? Tell me how did you cast it remember correctly? I don't remember correctly at all, but yes. They're not. Why are they spelled different ways? Now I'm confused. Shallow Hal did, even if it was a bad movie, it was a bad movie, but you're right. I do remember how basically, what had happened was I stupidly told a story that happened off stream the other day when I was asking CO if they wanted to go for a walk at lunch, and all I said was, "Do you want?" Because I was gonna say, "Do you want to go for a walk at lunch?" And then like fast forwarded over the rest of the sentence. I was trying to give an example of like my brain doing that, and now everyone is saying lunch about everything. I can't fucking tell anyone. 14% on Rotten Tomatoes. Look, I didn't say it was good. I did say it was good.
You did say it was good and heavily recommended it.
This is why movies are stupid. I hate them. They're so dumb. You could love a movie and then everyone else is like, "Oh, it's 14% on Rotten Tomatoes." I don't love View from the Top, but like now I feel offended.
Now I'm gonna watch it just to spite everyone.
Now I feel fucking offended by its Rotten Tomatoes score.
Bun's right, movies are stupid. Yeah, she's very correct about it.
Wait, I SpongeBob voiced you?
Okay, so 101 is going to
Sorry, watch party. Fuck you.
be SMB3 Direction
Maybe you
and
should. It was
Extended
good.
Adventure.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck is happening in this stream. Thank you for the 100 views.
Do you need to take a break before you get to Phoenix, right?
Yeah, man, I don't know what's going on. You put a SpongeBob meme voice? Did I do it? I didn't even notice.
Okay, so edit, insert
Usually I
manual.
get y'all after you come home from your Saturday festivities, but I think today I'm getting you before you go out for them. So like,
We're gonna insert Sprite 10 number 2.
I would just go if I have to. You lost all control, just get into it, right? I'm gonna just leave for a break and see what happens.
Are we taking a break? Okay.
We're gonna live for like an hour, 45 minutes. Working all day, basically. So I'm attired. You are attired. And then have a car.
Here's $10. Go have a car.
It was more a play on my tired. But that was too. I see a color. Saturday festivities and stuff. We're watching you and streaming lately. I feel it. That's usually how mine are too. But I'm trying to like
18 to 1120.
With a bunch of people. We tried to wait on seeing the Mario movie until a couple weekends in, and then we went to the gardens for it. So they're invited us to go see it.
To 01, 01, 20.
At the movie theater, but I was just like, that's a lot of people in one area. Like, do it. Just off work and popped up on caffeine still. But are you bicycle? Too tired. Stop it right now. That was so fucking funny. Not how funny that was. I've been to a party, but I came back early because I'm super responsible and have to get up early. Good job.
I'm glad I started doing overworld stuff because I feel like it's both giving me motivation to actually like do the remaining levels and also is making it feel more complete along the way.
Okay, wait. Am I actually not funny today, Rev? Or are you just like very excited to quote me? I'm okay with it. But am I even funny?
Okay, I mean that already worked, so we'll take that.
That's why I was like, am I even that funny?
I don't think the blue switch palace block thing worked because I don't see them here, but maybe that's actually a good thing. Okay.
OMG, the call
Cool.
out.
Well, we at least have an idea for the first room. And like honestly, I don't have to revisit like fucking every single idea I did if I just want to make this like a 2 or 3 segment level, but I should definitely have some of these ideas combined together.
I think Theo wore it on my stream once. I don't think I've worn it yet. But yeah. I'm having fun and laughing lots. Okay. As long as I'm actually being funny, I'll take it. Is Bun funny? Shakes magic 8 ball. Absolutely. Oh. Having a great time today. I'll cry. Thanks. Probably because we went for a nice morning walk before stream today.
It's true, those morning walkies.
Yeah, I need to start my morning walkies again. I only stopped in the winter because like I took one morning and all I was wearing was like a hoodie and like I was so fucking cold. I was like, guess I'll wait till it warms up instead of just wearing something warmer the next time. Well, sorry, I guess I can't walk anymore. Just want the memes to settle down. Okay. I mean, it has settled down nicely.
Hi, Splee. How's it going?
It's like you should be able to see the whole bunny head. My goal is find someone to share shirts with. Oh. Like we have shirts that are very much our own, but like all of our Getty shirts are just like a combined collection, you know? There's some of the Getty shirts that are like mine, or there's.
Well, spikes on
I guess some of the
now,
tank
right?
tops are a little more mine or yours, but we still share them.
Yeah.
We're good at conversationing today, which is very cool. Yay! Everyone's doing amazing today. It's true. It's because I arrived. I've never memed, so people know.
I hope you're
Thank
doing
you so
well,
much for
Splee. It's good to
these.
see you.
We're all having fun? Absolutely!
I mean,
Please having none of it.
I'm not entirely sure
oh my
why.
God, your favorite kind? Oh my God, Splee! At first I was like, your favorite kind of what? And
These
then
spikes
I saw
are only
what was
available
after
here.
that in the chat. I do actually have to pee. Maybe we should take a break.
Okay. I'll just make these pellets 6.
I'm sorry, I'm always just dancing. We are dog. We got goose jam, dog jam, all the jams. Goose jam is my favorite one. It's just so silly. Like his knees are going, his neck is going. He got that whole body into it. Please go follow her. She has pockets. Oh my God, Cio's joke on your tweet about your new dress that did not have pockets yesterday. I was dying. I'm always like, that's such a cute emo. Whose is it? And it's Cio's every time. Every single time. I always forget you have Cio Pen Jam.
Yep, it's a good one.
I've been subbed to you forever, and I don't know you have that emo. Cio's comment was amazing, seriously. That was so good. That's cracking up. I don't think I even saw it on Twitter. I think they just like. You're sus now. Have you ever seen more than that one clip of Breath of the Wild of Cio playing it and me crying about it? Also, can you tell that I've really run out of like goals to do? And I'm just tired? I need help? I have totally run out of ideas. So, if you have a better one, let me know. We're gonna switch over here. Okay, I feel like that really changed where it was.
Accordion Adventures are funny. Yeah, I really like these things. I found them on SMW Central one day, and then I kind of fell in love with them. How's it going, Mars? See ya.
Because I'm so creative. I just like stop any incentives I've ever thought of. You know what I mean? I can't think of new ones. Okay, let's see where we are in this. Let's see where we are. Day 6. So what do you think, Mr. Wright? The prosecution is as confused as we are. After all, the victim was murdered in 2 different places at the same time. And a different suspect was arrested at each of the crime scenes. Lana. Good morning, Mr. Wright. I apologize for yesterday. I was exposed. I hope they didn't hold you too long for questioning. We just finished, actually. I'm used to all-nighters, though. So how'd it go? It's as Mr. Wright suspects. The police are clueless. I figured as much, so I struck a plea bargain. A plea bargain? What do you mean by that? We agreed that if I told them the truth behind this simultaneous murder, they wouldn't seek capital punishment. That's what I mean, Emma. But Lana, don't tell me you... Much to my regret, I'm as much in the dark about this as you are. Miss Sky? We found trace evidence of a certain person in the police department's evidence room. They belonged to Officer Jake Marshall. What kind of trace evidence? Blood-stained fingerprints, to be exact. Yeah, we just found them. This is a great trial. It really is. I'm still just like, what's gonna happen next? And I'm supposed to be the one solving it. She said, exclamation point. That's the trump card I have up my sleeve today. You do understand what this means, don't you? In order to defend my sister, you're gonna accuse Mr. Marshall? We have to play the cards we're dealt. Isn't that right, Miss Sky? Do what you have to do, Mr. Wright. Okay. Okay, February 24th, 10 a.m. They're already saying. Style. Yeah, you know, this is a very like text-heavy game compared to like what I normally play. And it makes me think a lot. It's very different than what I would normally be into. So, shout out to Queen and whoever else made me make this look good. And I think this was incentive. I don't know.
It was, yes.
Alright, court is now in session for the trial of Miss Lana Sky. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution is... I'm afraid you'll have to clarify. It takes 30 minutes by car to reach the police department from the prosecutor's office. If the victim, Bruce Goodman, was slain at both places at the same time. Well, that's not physically possible, is it? What's more, I hear the victim from the evidence room just disappeared. Yes, and the body eventually reappeared in the trunk of Mr. Edgeworth's car. Look at this cute heating pad that I got. Oh, yeah. Let's check the smoke here. It's a long hat. I call the cord. I got it for, like, neck and shoulders. It's good for the top as well. So cute, right? Yes, that's exactly what I thought of when I saw it once.
So if I make this 16, does that make it the short one? I forget how this works with these platforms.
That's rude. Yes, you would. Okay. Oh, this was a weird part to pause. Whoops. Yes, and the body eventually reappeared in the trunk of Mr. Edgeworth's car. Wow, this is one messed up trial.
I should probably make you do something for the first couple seconds of this level rather than just like wait.
Today, I will present evidence relating to the murder at the police department. In so doing, I believe the way in which we should proceed will reveal itself. really bad? God damn it. I'm sorry. I'm fucking Midwest. It does sound very Midwest right now. Oh, you know what? This car repair goal is like on top of. It's on top of the words, so hopefully it's okay up there. Okay. Oh, also I missed you say Edgeworth is Bay. Yeah. It's Earth Day. What the fuck? For real. That's what I was the cat. She meowed at me. I feel bad. Oh. Earlier I sneezed and my neighbor's dog started barking and I got so upset. I was like, I can't even sneeze in my own home without a dog barking. Sorry, we're not allowed to have pets here, but like we're constantly bombarded with like both houses on both sides of us, neighbors, like dogs barking constantly. So sometimes I just get really annoyed and upset about it. I just reminded me that I fucking sneezed so loud and a dog started barking at me in my own home. In my own home. And that's what sets Mr. Edgeworth apart. He sounds so on top of things, even though he doesn't know what's going on himself. And that's supposed to be an admirable trait? Very well, let the trial resume. On the day of the crime, what exactly transpired at the police department? Mr. Edgeworth, you may call your first witness of the day to the stand. For its first witness, the prosecution calls the suspect of the murder that occurred at the police department. The suspect? You mean the so-called murderer? Oh boy. Things are getting wild from the get-go. Sure. Oh, this guy. Will the witness please state his name and occupation? Yes, sir, I'm Officer Mike Meekins, sir. My occupation is, that would be murderer, sir. Ellipses from everyone. So you're telling us you're a professional killer. Sir, it was me, sir. I'm the one who did it. I'll never kill anyone again, sir. You've got to believe me, sir. Oh wait, no. Nope, now we're going, okay. Sir, I'm what you would call part of the younger generation, sir. A person whose actions adults can't possibly comprehend. Please, Mr. Edgeworth, sir, help me, sir. Officer Meekins. Yes, sir. Give us a report of the crime. Consider that important. Yes, sir, as you wish.
Oh, I just remembered the only reason you can't see the outline is because I actually changed the
what is happening? We're all very confused.
I changed the like global graphics to not have the outline blocks because I originally was gonna have the ghost house like completely changed depending on if you had the switch palace or not.
I spotted a suspicious man on the security screen and rushed into the room. I was only doing what I was trained to do, sir. I was suddenly attacked. I fought for my life. Then I did it. After that, I passed out until another officer smacked me awake. So the victim, Detective Goodman, attacked you? Do unto others before they do unto you. That's the Meekins family motto, sir. I see. Then you fainted and a colleague helped you regain consciousness. Yes, sir. He knocked me upside the head, sir. Very well. The defense may begin its cross-examination. What I need here is more info to work with. Although it's not my normal duty, I was assigned to guard the evidence room that day. Hold it. Mr. Meekins, you work in the General Affairs Department, do you not? Yes, sir. I'm in charge of hiring new recruits, sir. Yikes, now there's a scary thought. Evidence transfer was taking place on the day of the crime, which meant many officers were given special tasks not ordinarily performed. I was in charge of guarding the Blue Badger, sir. The Blue Badger? Yes, sir. The lovely police mascot created by the Chief of Detectives, sir. This horrifying thing. Thank you for showing it to us again. I was to ensure it wasn't broken during the transferal process. That was my sole mission for the day, sir. I see. Sounds like a very, important mission. After the award ceremony finished that day, there were so many people running around. that I relocated the Blue Badger to the evidence room. Oh, so that's why you went to the evidence room. Tell us, what did you see when you got there? Beacons really is the worst. He gives me so much anxiety just being on screen. I spotted a suspicious man on the security screen and rushed to the room. Hold it. In order to enter the evidence room, you need an ID card. Am I correct? Precisely, sir. I have one right here around my neck. So then your ID number should be listed on here, right? There it is. I found it. This is the one right here. Could you please read us the number? Yes, sir. It's 4989596. That's my number, sir. I see. Huh. But the number 4989596 is shown as being used twice. Oh shit. 4:15 and again at 5:15. Please explain, witness. It's no real mystery, sir. The first time is when I relocated the Blue Badger to the evidence room. And the second time is when I went to go get him after everything settled down. I see. So it was during that second time when... Yes, sir, that was when I spotted the man.
Even just adding that one extra jump right there instead of waiting does a lot
so now
to
we're
that
just missing
segment.
one person, I think, right? No cops and one rule. Yeah. I was only doing what I was trained to do, sir. I was suddenly attacked. Hold it.
Let's
So
make
you were
this
attacked.
one
You think
last
that's
a
exactly
little
what
bit
happened?
longer.
It was a knife, sir. A knife. Detective Goodman pulled a knife on you? What happened then? Well, with me charging in on him like that, he looked as surprised as I was. You aren't exactly the kind of person someone would want to run into. Yeah, no. That's when I reacted, sir.
I don't know if there's really even a need for that.
I swung my arms like an octopus struggling to detain him. That's how I got this gash on my hand. Maybe if you just kept your cool, your hand wouldn't be... When I saw the blood trickling down my arm, I panicked. I grabbed the man by his collar. I fought for my life. Then I did it. Hold it. What exactly do you mean when you say you did it? I know I don't look the type, but I'm really into kung fu films, sir. The man let his guard down for just an instant, so I snatched his knife from him. He took his knife. I spun him around and performed a disarming maneuver. I made sure to close my eyes like a man. I see. He must have been desperate. The next thing I knew, his white coat was drenched in a sea of my blood, and then the next thing I knew, yes, he punched me right in my face, sir. After that, I passed out until another officer smacked me awake. I like that he got punched and passed out and then slapped awake. Hold it. By what time did you regain consciousness? No offense, sir, but how am I supposed to know that? I was unconscious. Oh, right. According to the report from the officer that woke up the witness, it was about 5:30. He hit me right in the head, too. I woke up crying tears of pain. That's nice. It's nice that you recovered, that is. Wait, I think that doesn't coincide with that second usage of it, because I think it said 5:40 is when it was used. Yeah, let me think again. Wait, we can look right now. Oh, 5:14. 4:50 and 5:14. Okay, that checks out. Never mind. When I came around, though, I made sure to finish my mission, sir. Your mission? Yes, sir. The Blue Badger, sir. I returned him to the entrance before things got out of hand. Punch slapped with punch again. He really was the worst. Well, we can all rest easy now. I believe we now have a fairly accurate picture of what happened. Yes, Your Honor. Only one thing remains unclear. Was the man this officer murdered really the victim? He's got a point. Yes, Officer Meekins? With regard to that, sir, take a look at this. It was sent to my jail cell. Chief Gant delivered it to me just this morning. The chief? Delivered it? What is that? A videotape? Yes, sir, that's absolutely right, sir. Videotape, sir. Contains footage from the security camera in the evidence room. Objection. What? But I specifically asked if there was such a tape and was told it had been mistakenly erased. That's quite a mistake. Yeah, that seems suspicious AF. I just do what I'm told, sir. It's the only thing I'm really good at. Looks like communication with the police department is as good as ever. Well then, let's have a look. Show us the video of you murdering the victim. Oh, please stop using that word murder, sir. It scares me. You're the one who murdered. A video of a real murder. Just what are we getting ourselves into? Blue badger and shit. They wouldn't really just have like 2 different cameras instead of this one that like oscillates. Blue badger song is annoying. Oh, that would be really annoying, yeah. I'm really bummed that we haven't been able to hear the music at all. Except for that. I like how conveniently this guy's face is covered, like, the entire time. Why would they have an oscillating video camera? Like, I'm so annoyed by it. But, like, the guy's body is, like, not there, I don't think. But also he didn't leave, so I'm not sure. The flag is so convenient, for real. Well, I believe we're all thinking the same thing. How can we deal with these unsettling feelings stirred within us? What the hell was that wriggling piece of plywood? Sir, that is the pride and joy of the entire criminal affairs department, sir. It's a blue badger, sir. We know. We hate it. Why am I not surprised this isn't going so smoothly? Security video added to the court record. Yes, well, anyway. This tape seems to prove that the witness did indeed encounter, someone in the evidence room, and some sort of, activity did take place. Your Honor, instead of relying on clearly incomplete footage, the witness's testimony will suffice. Is that alright with you, Officer McGinnis? Yes, sir, as you wish, sir. Mystery man testimony. His face can't be clearly seen in the video, but there's no question the other person was Detective Goodman, sir. I mean, he opened the locker, which required Detective Goodman's fingerprint to do. The locker he opened is unquestionably Detective Goodman's locker, sir, so it must be him. No one else could have unlocked it. What's this about a fingerprint? Each detective has been given a locker equipped with a fingerprint-activated lock. These locks ensure that each locker can only be opened by the detective it belongs to. Intriguing. That would mean the victim at the crime scene would have to have been Detective Goodman. Very well, the defense may begin its cross-examination. I don't know where this cross-examination will lead, but everything begins with contradictions, so that's where I have to start. Yeah, so it seems like it was Goodman here, so then who was the one at the parking lot? Well, guess we'll find out. Okay, the cross-examining. The face can't be clearly seen in the video. Hold it. Tell me, were you able to get a good look at him? At the face of the man who attacked you with a knife? Sir, if you must label people as having seen or not seen the man's face, I believe I would be classified as the latter? The latter? But you were standing right in front of him, were you not?
How's it going, Lakara?
More to the point, you are the person confronting, aren't you? Oh yes, sir, but I didn't get a clear look at his face, sir. I'm not the kind of guy who looks directly at people when talking with them, you see. Yeah, that's a good trait for a police officer. So I'm sure it was him, I'll bet my badge on it. There's no question that the other person was Detective Goodman, sir. How do you know that? But you don't know that for sure, do you? You never actually saw Detective Goodman's face. Well, I suppose you might say that. That is, if you must label people as having seen or not seen it.
How's it going, Lit? Good to see you too. Hope you're doing well.
Since his face can't be identified in the video, only you can verify it. Why is everyone looking at me? If I had to label your series as disturbing or vegans, eek. Having been shown a questionable video at best, we are not in the best of moods. Now please be more certain when you testify. Yes, sir. You claimed the man who brandished a knife on you was Bruce Goodman. Tell us why you are positive it was him. The vegans, you're fired. For real, he's the worst. How did he even get this job? I mean, he opened the locker, which required Detective Goodman's fingerprint to do. Hold it. About these lockers, is there no other way to open them? We already know the answer to this. No. I myself tried all kinds of methods in the past. They only respond to registered fingerprints, sir. I wonder what kind of methods he's tried, right? We're not going to question that? If the man opened the locker's lock, which only responds to its registered fingerprints, then he must be the person the locker was assigned to. Exactly my point, sir. And this too. This dude is so bad I intensely dislike him, for real. No, I hate him. I really hate him more than any character in any of this game. The locker he opened is unquestionably Detective Goodman's locker, sir. Hold it. How do you know that information? I've heard rumors, sir, from people in the know, sir. People in the know? The workers in the department cafeteria, sir. They keep me informed. They also listen to my romantic troubles, sir. For the record, the opened locker did indeed belong to Detective Goodman. I verified this information through a more reliable source. So the victim opened the locker with his own fingerprint. So it must be him. No one else could have unlocked it. Hold it. However, the most important detail is not shown in this video. The man's face. Sir, if I may say something, sir. Please do. After all, you are the one being examined. I don't understand why the man's face is so important in this case, sir. I mean, it was his hand that opened the fingerprint lock. And it was his hand that tried to thrust his knife into my body, sir. My unsettled state can testify enough to this, sir. Yes, you have a point. The footage doesn't lie. That is, unless the defense can find a problem with it. Mr. Wright, let's check the court record again. Is there a problem with the security video? I don't know. Let's see. There's a handprint on his face. I can't, like, examine it, though. Sevens that went in at 420. Sorry, at what time? The game knew its audience, it's true. Well, there was this weird jar. The hell's blood on it? Hey, look. They're hard to make out, but there are some dark red stains here. Looks like blood. You think Detective Goodman's blood somehow got on us when he was stabbed? Not likely. This blood looks like it's been here for months. You don't know. This jar was opened in the last 9 incident. That might be the blood dog. Okay. This thing doesn't have a bottom. That's weird. I wonder which side is up. Better yet, what's the purpose of a bottomless jar? At least it doesn't collect dust inside, right? Where was that penny located? Oh, on the locker right behind his head is where there was a handprint that had been wiped. Am I right? Is that the one? Or was it the one all the way by the door? This one. The glove fell out. Huh. I mean, we don't see a body, though. In any way. I don't know. There is something about it that's off. No, they're both gone. Oh, because it's restarting. Oh my god. Now they're both gone, is all I say.
This technology is inconsistent.
Right? The glove. It was a little quick for the person to just disappear like that, right? So there's already blood on that coat. Yo, is there blood on the same spot on that coat that the other girl was wearing in that picture? In this picture? Potentially. Potentially. The tag says SL911. I guess this is another piece of evidence for that case. You know, I never did care for the word tag. It's confusing. Huh? What's so confusing about that? Do you know how many other words sound like it? Bag, gag, nag, lag, zag. Is that a word? Do you challenge me? Why are we playing a word game now? Wow, that was helpful. You took care about on this, but you can see it fall out. Is there a problem with the security video? I'm gonna say yes, but what? Is it? Regarding the video contained on this tape, there is one thing in particular that seems rather strange. Strange. This contradiction leads to the possibility that the man may not have been Detective Goodman. What? This video contains such a contradiction? Objection. Interesting, Your Honor. I have a proposal. Yes, Mr. Edgeworth? I propose we have the defense point out to us this alleged contradiction in the video. He would want me to point it out. Very well. Proposal accepted. Let us further inspect this piece of evidence. I will now play the security tape. Mr. Wright, please show us this contradiction you speak of. I have to point out a problem in the video. This is the first time I've ever had to do that. You can do it, Mr. Wright. It's set up so you can fast forward, rewind, or pause the video. Just take a good look and be sure to point out the right thing. Please don't play it too many times. I can't stand watching this video. How did this guy ever become a police officer? Now then, Mr. Wright, please enlighten us. Where is the contradiction that indicates the man may not be Detective Goodman? Oh no. Hey Brad, yeah, it's definitely the DS exclusive one. Wait, why was the light already on? The light was already on!
Bum bum bum!
Rewind! Rewind! No! No! Pause. Pause, I said!
I did not mean to pin that, Brad, but you're welcome. I just meant to tap back in to say hi.
Take that. The thing that's strange about this video has got to be this. Officer Meekins. Sir, do you mean me, sir? As I understand it, the locker apparatus works like this. When you grab the handle, a sensor reads your fingerprint. If it's a match, the light turns on and the lock is released. According to my very limited experience, that's the way I understand it, sir. If so, then something is seriously wrong with this picture. The light is already on!
A raid? Hey Stu, how's it going? Hi, I'mCio. Bun is in the background finishing up Phoenix Wright Case 5, and we are working on the first castle of the game, which is combining a lot of ideas together from the previous levels. Thank you. How's it going? What were you up to? I see you ripped S&Ws, and that could be anything, of course. But hi, we are working on Bun 3, which is the sequel to Bun World and Bun 2. It's been fun to design, but we are nearing the end.
What's this?
I think.
It's already lit. Precisely my point, Your Honor. The locker was already open before the victim grabbed the handle. Ah! Order, what's the meaning of this? It's very simple, Your Honor. The locker wasn't locked on the day of the crime. Objection. But the locker locks are controlled by an electronic system. When a door is shut, a sensor is triggered.
Thanks. I'm getting excited. I feel like it's actually kind of getting close to being released, which is something I never really thought I would say, honestly, but we've gotten a lot of overworld stuff done recently, which has been like a big weight off, because I'm normally not very good at overworld, and now I feel like it's actually coming together pretty well.
Yes. Why wasn't the locker locked? Me?
Thank you for the raid, by the way. What are we up to?
Yes, well, you see, this isn't exactly my field. What do you think, Miss Scientific Investigator? Huh? Oh, maybe something like jammed with the system sensor? Something jammed with sensor? Say. There's something else that seems out of place in this video. Hold on, this game takes to get to the point 5 people need to say it before the case moves on, right? It's been really long. This is like my third stream of just this case, I think. I have to pee though, so we're just like, hang out with Theo first.
Hi, it's me, all the way over here. Over at twitch.tv/CO.
That's not even open.
I know. Hi, everyone. I'm working on Bun 3 over here, if y'all are wondering what I'm doing, so I'm a little distracted with level design stuff, but means we're making progress at least, so. Okay. Thanks, I'm excited. I think it's actually starting to come together finally. And to get you much lower on the screen down here. And also there probably shouldn't be too much more of this segment anyway. Playing some VIP in a wall mix 1. Nice. I played a little bit of VIP back in the day.
Okay.
Or VIP. I've always just called it VIP, but it's probably just VIP. Now that I'm reading it out now. Yeah.
Alright. Something else that seems out of place in this video. Yeah, I thought so too. There's gotta be another clue somewhere in this footage. Very well, let's inspect the video once more. Now the cause for the locker not being locked. No. It's already not locked. And it's the only one. I don't know. Well, there was a glove that fell out. Do we think it's that? I feel like it has to be the glove. This is not effective for real. They're not paying me to do 2 jobs. I think it's the glove. I'm gonna try the glove. Why would it fall out like that? It must have been like in the latch, you know? Okay, please watch closely. This is the continuation of the part I showed you earlier. Yeah, it has to be the glove, because nothing would just fall out like that if it was just sorted inside the locker. Yeah, it had to have been jammed in the lock the way it fell out. What's this? Something white fell out of the locker. Let's go through the whole video again, right? Please. Thank God we can't hear that guy's music like he said. Oh. That's sort of been my experience that things fall out when doors are open. I often fall out and roll great distances when I open my car door. Okay. We can't be sure that item was completely inside the locker to begin with. What do you mean? The sensor triggers the lock when the door is shut. What if something was inserted, say, between the sensor and the door? Inserted? Yes, sir. That's what we're talking about. What the fuck, Beacons, right? He never makes any sense. He's so annoying. He gives me so much anxiety. I've never encountered that with a video game character before. Yeah, the way it fell out. This white thing wasn't inside the locker. It was stuck between the door and the sensor. Oh, I understand now, sir. It's just like my tie. 2 out of 3 times it gets stuck in the door when I get out of the patrol vehicle, sir. Inserted, right? That's all I could think of. The object would have to be extremely thin to fit in the door. Huh, interesting. It's almost like it was an extremely thin rubber glove. Not only that, it would also have to block electrical currents. Huh, rubber might just do that. It would need to be an insulator. Oh, now we're using science, baby. Science. Yes, an insulator, but at that crime scene, there just might have been something that fits the description. But sir, by insulator, you don't mean... I think I finally got this figured out. Come on! Very well. Will the defense please present the relevant evidence? I'm really trying, but you're beating around the bush! Let's fucking go. I already showed it to everybody like 5 minutes ago. Present. Oh, now he uses science, baby, science! I can't! Yeah, what the quote? I found this near the locker, a thin rubber glove. But we can't be sure that was in the victim's locker. It has a tag that says SL9 instant. Exclamation point! I know, Edgeworth. The video seems to depict the victim opening the locker. But that isn't the case. The lit lamp attests to this. On the day of the crime, even I could have opened that locker. See what I mean? I'm repeating shit, seriously. We're really just being around the bush. Sir, it would appear so, sir. Order, order, order. Every time, Judge. So are we to believe then that the victim, whom this witness stabbed in the evidence room, was not Detective Goodman? Do not be misled, Your Honor. What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth? The defense has merely demonstrated that possibility, and nothing more. The victim in the video was indeed Bruce Goodman. The prosecution will offer one more testimony to prove this. What? Officer Meekins, please testify about this. Sir? Me, sir? I'm not sure what you're referring to, sir. Oh, you mean that, sir. Of course, sir. Is this a joke? Yeah, we're all wondering. Very well, begin your testimony. Mystery Man 2. There's one other thing that proves the man was Detective Goodman, sir. To enter the evidence room, one must use their ID card. When an ID card is used, there's a record of it. At the time of the crime, the detective had used his card. Yeah, but it was also found in the parking garage, so maybe there was a duplicate of the card. I don't really know what to tell you, because we also have one of his cards. An ID card record, I see. I have the ID card record right here, Your Honor. We've gone over this. The used at 514 is that of the victim. Just before the crime. Yes, without a doubt, this is the victim's ID. However, one thing does strike me as unusual. Several hundred cases should have been due for transferal. Why were there so few people using this room? This particular evidence room is only used for storing certain special cases. Special cases? Extremely violent cases involving police staff. Just hearing that makes my hair stand on end. Me too, although it doesn't make much of a difference. There were only a few cases up for transferal there, and most were cleared up by noon. Right, I see. Now let us move on to the cross-examination. There's one other thing that proves the man was Detective Goodman, sir. I just like to press everything, so I'm sorry for this repetition. So unlike your earlier testimony, you believe this to be rock solid, do you? Yes, sir. Solid as stone, sir. If my hand wasn't wrapped in bandages, I'd even give the V for victory sign, sir. If he just used his right hand for that? Yeah, probably. Let's hear him out. As we've seen, one never knows what he might say until the very last second. To enter the evidence room, one must use their ID card. Hold it. Is that card hanging from your neck one of those ID cards? Yes, sir. This card right next to my cuff, sir. I keep it here so we'll never forget it. But what if someone were to steal it from you? You can't have to do it like that. Maybe I shouldn't wear it around my neck. Remember when I said 2 out of 3 times my tie gets stuck when I get out of my car? Well, the remaining time it's my ID card that gets stuck. Instead of the door closing, my ID card chokes me. Maybe I should just leave this one alone. At any rate, each police officer has only one ID card. Both the police department and the prosecutor's office can attest to this. Yeah, but what if you lost it and got a new one, but really the first one wasn't lost? How do you prove that it was lost? Please proceed with your testimony. When an ID card is used, there's a record of it. At the time of the crime, the detective had used his card. Mr. Wright, what do you think? I'm confused. What? Oh, I think I just went too far. The problem with the ID thinking too hard about it. Come on, let's show them what we've got. Yeah, accident. That's too far. Let it be noted that this is the record the witness referred to. Let me see. Yes, that would be it. Detective Goodman. What's the matter? According to this, Mr. Edgeworth, your name is on it. So it is, Your Honor. Not that prosecutor again. Oh, nope. Anyway, it would seem the inquiry committee will want to speak with you again today. I have nothing to be ashamed of regarding my actions or their consequences. For now, let us continue with the cross-examination. For Mr. Edgeworth, it must be so difficult for him. At the time of the crime, the detective had used his card. Hold it. Earlier, I believe you testified that... when you asked the man to show his ID card, he pulled a knife on you. Yes, sir, he didn't show me an ID card, sir. Don't you think that's odd? I mean, if you had his ID card, all he had to do was show it to you. There wouldn't be any reason to draw a knife. Maybe he just panicked? Everything stems from contradictions. Let's point them out. Mr. Wright, what do you think? I'm convinced. Okay. I don't know what's going on. Yes. So I need to present something at one of these, but I don't know what. I think we probably need to present something. I don't actually know.
Do you need help?
Do I need to just present the ID card? Just show that it was found at the prosecutor's office crime scene?
On any statement but the first, present Goodman's lost item report.
Oh! I didn't even look at that. On any but the first one?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, interesting. Okay. We'll present this. Guess I would have thought to do that. Wait one moment, Officer Beacons. I'm not good at waiting, sir. I have the victim's ID card right here. I found it at the crime scene. That makes sense. When I say crime scene, I'm not referring to the evidence room in the police department. I mean the other crime scene. The underground parking lot at the prosecutor's office. Your Honor, I have one more piece of evidence to present. How does one use something when it's lost? For real. It's a very important clue regarding the victim's ID card. A lost item report. It's only half completed. But it shows that Detective Goodman had lost something on the day of the crime. ID card, perhaps? And also, hold on, you can't see it really right now, but I thought it was weird that there was a number scribbled out on the part where it says ID number, because he wrote 59 instead of 58, and like scribbled out the 9, and he couldn't remember it. Card. So yeah, something important enough to fill out this report. Let me guess. You believe this something to be his ID card, right? Oh, and I'll prove it! I can't say for sure, but there's a high probability. On the day of the crime, Detective Goodman was not carrying his card. Let me prove it. Order. So now, what does this all mean? It only mean one thing. It doesn't even require much thought. The man Officer Meekins encountered in the evidence room was not Detective Goodman, but rather the man who stole his ID card. Order. Does the prosecution have a response? I have only one thing to say to the defense. Bravo, Mr. Wright. Bravo. Allow me to summarize the defense's argument. At 5:15 p.m. on the day of the crime, the man in the evidence room Officer Meekins encountered was not Detective Goodman. There are two grounds to support this. First, the locker in the evidence room was already unlocked. Second, the victim lost his ID card. Oh, it is easy turning nowadays. Am I correct so far, Mr. Wright? Yes. What's he up to? That being the case, we must inevitably arrive at a single conclusion. If the victim in this video is a fake, then the murder in the evidence room is also fake. In other words, the security camera does not show the instant of the murder. That is... well, I guess that's right. Is something wrong, Mr. Wright? Only moments ago, you seemed content to be pointing your finger around. This isn't going to end well. Well, it seems you finally realize exactly what you've gone to such lengths to prove. Explain yourself, Mr. Edgeworth. The defense has already done the explaining for me. The victim in this video is a fake, which means the murder did not take place at the police department at 5:15 on the day of the crime. So the real crime could only take place at one location, the underground parking lot at the prosecutor's office. The murderer being Miss Lana Skye, the defendant. The evidence is compelling. A trustworthy witness observed the moment the defendant used the murder weapon. Ah! I knew that testimony was way too shabby. It was all a trap from the beginning. The activity in the evidence room still leaves many questions unanswered. Who exactly was the victim Officer Meekins encountered? And where did this person disappear to? However, this trial's purpose is to examine only the murder of Detective Goodman. Just so, Your Honor. Mr. Wright, you have to do something or else Lana... What do I do? How am I supposed to get myself out of this mess?
Do you need help?
Yeah.
Object.
Well, when you type stuff in chat box, it shows you how behind the stream has gone. It reminds me to refresh. It is helpful. Okay, let's see. One moment, Your Honor. Queen, your Phoenix Ray fucking emote is so good too. I love it. What now, Mr. Wright? Don't tell me you're objecting to what you've just proven. Of course not. But I almost walked right into the prosecution's trap. What are you talking about? This cross-examination has proven one thing, and one thing only. The security video did not show the actual murder.
Okay. That's a pretty good segment for this. Now I need to figure out how this is going to link to something, but we can figure that out now.
It's like blowing up right now for some reason. However, it cannot be said that it is unrelated to the murder in the parking lot. Specifically, large amounts of blood traces were found in the evidence room. The defense demands further examination into the truth of the matter. Mr. Edgeworth. Yes, Your Honor? If this court were to examine this further, other witnesses will be necessary. Is the prosecution prepared? I'm sorry, Your Honor. The prosecution considered the incident at the police department to be unrelated. We have not prepared any other witnesses for this incident. How would it be unrelated when it's the same fucking victim? Please. This just might be my chance. Time to call a certain Texas Ranger to the stand. Mr. Wright, do you mean Your Honor? The defense would like to request a specific witness. Oh, whom do you have in mind? Someone we have reason to believe knows the truth. The truth behind the activities that took place in the evidence room. The prosecution requests to hear this person's name before deciding whether or not to comply. Very well then, Mr. Wright. This person who would have testified, what is his or her name? Jake Marshall. By age? Officer Jake Marshall. Why him? I can't let Edgeworth know everything just yet. He's in charge of the evidence room. I feel we should hear what he has to say. The prosecution agrees to the defense's request. Since he was responsible for guarding the room, we should hear his testimony. Fortunately, he works in the police department. We shouldn't need longer than 20 minutes to prepare. Oh, an ad's about to start. I'm sorry.
We might actually be at a quick break between the trial if you want to take an actual break too.
Alright. Why don't we take an actual break?
Hold on. Yeah. Why don't you finish this and get to the cutscene first? Okay.
Oh, there you go. And it's gonna go in 5 seconds. Okay. We'll finish this and then we'll take a break in a second. He says, very well. The court will take a 30-minute recess while the witness is subpoenaed. Oh.
I was like, please don't take a break right now.
Please prepare the witness during this time. Sorry, it was about to run the ad. We will, Your Honor. Court is now in recess. Should I pause it here? Lana, you're the one who knows everything. Emma? You always know everything. Why don't you just tell us? Mr. Wright is trying his hardest to protect you. I don't recall ever asking for his protection. How can you be so cold? Don't you trust us? Don't you trust me? Hope I'm not interrupting anything, pals. Oh my god, these are our questions. Oh, I guess I am. I'll come back later. Wait, Detective Gumshoe. What is this? Got a lot of nerve, pal. Make you a detective run all around while on duty. And to top it off, you call me here. I've seen happier people at doing things. Sorry, detective. You better be, pal. Hey. Hey, hey, hey. I didn't see you there to prosecute this guy. That's okay. Why did you say
what would this look like if I made this more vertical?
I swear to God, don't show, please. You knew this, right? My apologies, detective, but due to my present circumstances, I was forced to use Mr. Wright's request. My name? Never in a million years would I have thought it was you who asked. Could I bother you to bring me the SL9 incident files? I'll need them by noon. Talk about crazy. The SL9 incident. But Lana, that... I thought Mr. Wright might need them, so I have them brought here. Here, you might do well to read them. I can't believe you. The chief officer was a witness. Miss Skye was a witness? SL9 incident files received from Lana Skye. Files for the Joe Dark killing solved 2 years ago. Take it from me. You don't want anything to do with serial murders. Oh, what? Now that I've brought you your stuff, you're just gonna ignore me? Emma, but why? Why is your name in what? My name's in there?
Okay.
I don't know. Unless... No, it couldn't be. Lana, this SL9 incident. Is that... That's the classification of the
171
police file.
Fire Snake /
The rest of the world knew it as...
other
The
platforms
Joe Dark.
of some kind.
Joe Dark? No. No, Lana. That's over with. No. Emma, wait. She ran away! Oh, shit! You know what? I just remembered. I gotta be somewhere. Anywhere but here. Sorry, pal. I'm out of here. Jake Marshall, Angel Starr, Damon Gant, Miles Edgeworth, not to mention Lana and Emma. Everyone involved in this case is connected to those killings 2 years ago. This can't just be a coincidence. Of course it's not! We all knew something was up! Knowing you, you just might be able to figure it out. Well, I'm gonna have to, because nobody else fucking did. Time to get back to the trial, Mr. Wright. Best of luck. So, like, am I an attorney or a detective here?
Yes.
What are the detectives doing? Why am I not getting paid both their salaries? I don't know what kids trying to get paid. I would just take one eye. Yeah.
God.
Better take a good look at this file. Probably pays way less for a fancy apartment. Sorry.
God, he probably gets paid much better than I do.
Save, motherfucker!
Yeah, I guess so. I thought you were at the point, but that's fine. So, I think what you should probably do is get through this portion of the trial and then maybe start the investigation. Yeah. And then we can prop up sometime in the middle of the investigation, and then you will actually be able to finish this the next stream that you give this.
Like finishing Phoenix, right? Like
well,
4 different times.
I think you also just chatted for like 2 hours today, and that might have actually been the difference. It was about that long.
Who cares?
I am not. I don't care. I just am saying that.
That was crazy. It's to like let it out, you know.
I mean, chat was out of control.
Let it out of control.
They just needed some of the spa down to calm it down.
I have one. The court will now reconvene for the trial of Miss Lana Sky. Emma did come back. She's traumatized by that shit. She was probably a little ass kid. She's still a little kid. Maybe not a little kid, but she's still a kid. Allow me to call the next witness to the stand. The officer in charge of guarding the evidence room on the day of the crime. Little ass kid. Okay. Witness, please say your name and occupation. Nope. Me, partner? Oh, I'm just a man seeing you wandering the trails of civilization. Occasionally helping the elderly cross intersections when needed. Yes, we get it. Oh, I know. You're a patrolman. As for my name, if you listen hard enough, you can hear the hound wind calling it out. To be exact, it's Jake Marshall, Your Honor. Howling wind? I've never heard Edgeworth described that way before. Now, Mr. Marshall, let me ask you something. You were in charge of guarding the evidence room on the day the crime took place. Is this correct? According to the paper's partner. What do you mean? The desperado soul is as boundless as desert sands. No paper can sum it up. I know they did not let him bring that knife into a courtroom. Maybe it's best we get off on this review. Please share with us your testimony of the day of the crime.
2D.
Oh my god, sorry, my nose is so itchy. Like, my allergies is just... My allergies is really bad.
171.
Oh. And it's like itchy on the inside. I smudged my glasses too. No. Okay, testimony. Day of the crime. My job was to keep a wary eye on that bone orchard. They said I was supposed to make rounds 3 times a day, but that was my style. Besides, the room was protected by 2 security systems anyway. If I remember right, I was at a street-side saloon at the time it went down. I'm just an innocent traveling man, so if you're out of ammo, it's time I hit the trail. Of course, testimony. I can't say I particularly care for your attitude. I can't say I care for your beard, but you don't see me complaining. Who speaks to the honor that way? Wait a minute. What do you mean by 2 security systems? I mean, the security camera's in the ID card reader. I reckon even a cowpoke like you knows about those. Yes, well, what about the fingerprint-activated locks on the evidence lockers? Fingerprint-activated locks? What kind of newfangled doohickeys are those? It's not very helpful. Average Italian, welcome in! Love this Ace Attorney case. It's so good. It's very long, but very good. How's it going? Welcome in. It's not being very helpful.
How's it going, John? I refuse to read that name out loud, but how's it going, John? Good to see you.
I keep forgetting I'm doing an accent. I don't know. This one seems like trouble. Okay, Mr. Right, it's all yours.
It's not a coward, I just have to take a stand at some point.
My job was to keep a wary eye on that bone orchard. But of course we're gonna say, what the fuck is a bone orchard? How exactly did you keep an eye on the evidence?
Hope you're doing well. Good to see you.
I just made sure nothing moved. It's a security camera monitor. That room's so still, even time died in there. I was just a caretaker who entered the recording. Then? What in the Wild Wild West is this character? That's what I'm saying, Storm. I don't even know. I think it's just lurking in between. Ace Attorney streams, nice! Is this one of your favorite games? I think he lied, so. Videos of nothing aren't that useful. When the time will come, I don't release the tape. If nothing unusual is recorded,
okay, so in 171, I need to insert sprite 16 with an extra bit too.
We said I was supposed to make runs 3 times a day, but that ain't my style. I don't think these are just like decided not to do they? So you make the runs on the day of the time, right? Ain't you heard what I said, partner? I told you that ain't my style. You work here. I'm afraid I don't understand. No desperado I know was movies getting this way. No desperados I know is going to police force. So Officer Marshall, on the day of the crime, just between you and me, I didn't say put in the evidence room that day. There was a rubber glove stuck in the victim's locker. Do you know anything about that? Sorry, partner, can't say I do. I haven't been in that.
Okay, so I do have lava, but it's like weird,
fired? That's what we all want to know.
Lava.
The question on everyone's mind.
But I do have lava.
Besides, the room's protected by 2 security systems anyway.
Because it's a cave. And also a castle.
So you use the evidence room in the past, correct? How are any of these people employed for real? No, absolutely a valid question. Of course, back in the day, my locker was a gold mine of evidence. Sometimes it's easier to do the accent because he says like certain words. And then sometimes I'm like really trying to make it happen. I think that's why it's not consistent.
Sometimes it's like, I can do like an accent.
And yeah, you didn't know about the fingerprint locking mechanism? Sorry, partner, I ain't good with machines. I couldn't even tell you how a bike works. That's quite incredible. The sensors on the locker handles cannot be seen. It's well known that some detectives are unaware of their presence.
I'm gonna need layer 2. Yeah, if you scroll slow, should be fine. Okay. What's gonna be the best way to test this?
At any rate, it doesn't seem that this is relevant to the crime. Can you tell us what you were doing when the crime took place?
Let's actually go to one of the exits. 7, because I think I've already beaten the Switch Palace in this one. Which should allow me to just... Yeah, nice. Allows me to just use the switch blocks here. And skip the first segment. And start right here.
Do you mean to tell us you abandoned...
Well, those are not the right sprites.
Not all desperados need tacos, partner. That's not what I meant.
Let's go to...
I've never heard of a saloon that sells pasta, for real.
Level 112.
This is
14 2, excuse me.
Did you not want to raise this year? What even is this character? I really hate him so much. I'm just an innocent traveling man, so if you're out of ammo, it's time I hit the trail. Out of ammo, Officer Washington. That's right, partner, or as you call it, evidence.
Wouldn't you also call it evidence since you work for the police?
If you plan to pin me to this crime, then you better draw. Otherwise, you're just wasting my time. My steel horse is just carrying me back west into the sunset. One thing seems clear. Despite being responsible for guarding the evidence room, the witness doesn't appear to have seen anything. Texans don't take orders from anyone, everyone's like that. I'm your superior stuff. Okay, I have a trump card on my sleeve, so I best get my cool. Before I use it, though, I better up the ante. What does that mean? Tacos with the hell, right? If I ever think about the same character. Okay, so there's gonna be something I have to present. It's probably not on this one, but well, maybe I should figure out which one it should be on. Incident SL9, closed. Perpetrator, Joe Dark. Crime, serial murder. Sentence, death. Victims, Edward Jones, Edith Kirby, Jeff Bates, Jason Knight, Rachel Moss, Neil Marshall. Trial data. Head prosecutor, Moss Edgeworth. Witnesses, Mama Sky, Emma Sky. Investigation Task Force. Executive investigators, Damon Gann, Mama Sky. Head investigator, Bruce Goodman. Jake Marshall, Angel Star. So how was she an executive investigator and also a witness? That's what I'm These were his fingerprints. I think we need to probably present his fingerprints, but I don't know at what part. Let's think again, because there's a part where he says that he didn't step foot in the room. I didn't set foot in the evidence room that day. Okay. Haven't been in there in weeks. Interesting. So, I can't push it there, but I can go back to the one where I just pressed it. And then present, right? Let's present this bloody handprint. This evidence clearly reveals the contradiction in that statement, Your Honor. Oh. Am I too early? Okay.
Do you need my help?
Yup, because that was what made sense to me. So I think I'm like too far ahead or something.
Have you pressed all of his statements?
Yes. And then I tried to present something on the second.
It says to present the SL9 incident file against the 6th statement.
Oh, well, I did the bloody handprint that's his against the second.
Oh yeah, you're very far ahead for that. That would be the trump card you're trying to hold on to for a little bit.
Gotcha. Okay. I don't have a 6th statement.
Then you haven't pressed everything yet.
I absolutely have.
It says, when prompted, say Neil Marshall and present the SL9 incident file against his 6th statement.
I've definitely pressed everything. Definitely press this one, but I'll press it again. Put in the evidence room that day. Rubber glove. About it. And absolutely pressed everything, so I don't know what you mean. I think was making him have an extra statement.
Oh, I was scrolled up. On the 4th statement, present the fingerprints. I think you were correct, you just did it on the wrong statement.
Oh.
Sometimes that also happens, where you are correct in what you're assuming, but you just presented it on the wrong statement.
I mean, that's the part where I pressed it. It said you haven't been in there weeks, so...
So yeah, on the 4th statement, present the fingerprints.
Annoying as hell. Right. Objection. Officer Marshall, doesn't it strike you as odd? That is, you being called in to testify like this. After all, you weren't in the superior room at the time of the crime. And yet you dragged me down here. Explain yourself, partner. It's quite simple. You left a very large trail behind at the scene. Or, to be exact, a handprint. Huh. Listen real good, partner. Like I said, I'm the caretaker of that place. I pay my respects, that is, make my round about once a month. It's only natural my fingerprints would be in there. Objection. I only wish it were, officer. But you see, your fingerprints were covered in blood! Witness, what is the meaning of this? Your blood-stained fingerprints were at the crime scene? The blood was wiped away. However, a luminol test clearly revealed this. Well, Officer Marshall? Explain that, right? It seems to me there ain't a person in this room with a head on their shoulders. I take it you have an explanation then, Officer Marshall, about the blood-stained fingerprints? Very well, you may begin your testimony about your fingerprints found at the scene of the crime. Alright, we got a testimony on our hands. Like I said, it's only natural for my fingerprints to be in the evidence room. One of them just happened to be at the same place as the blood-stained handprint. The murderer touched the locker where my fingerprint was by chance. The bloodstain and the fingerprint are completely unrelated. Or didn't you know the murderer was wearing gloves? See, I had nothing to do with it. What? The witness's explanation appears valid, although there's room for doubt. Life wouldn't be fun without any doubt, partner. The defense may now cross-examine the witness. This guy is hiding something. I can feel it. Now's my chance to prove it. Alright. Let's examine. Natural blood fingerprints. The evidence room. Hold it.
I'm gonna try this with a
That's
15
because
instead of a
you-
14 and see if that's the
Fingerprints,
fast one.
excellent. Yeah, that's right. That and one more thing. That locker happens to be mine. What? What do you mean? I mean what I said.
It is,
That's
but
the
it's
locker I
like a
used to know
weird
the
graphics set
locker
for
I
some
slid
reason. Why is it a weird graphics
All that's
set?
in there now, though, is that people broke the dreams.
Why is that one different?
It'd be strange if my prints weren't all over that locker.
Okay, whatever.
Must have been using the fingerprint log all this time without ever knowing it. Marshall's fingerprints updated in the court record. Oh, that was on his own locker? One of them just happened to be at the same place as the bloodstained fingerprint. Hold it. So then, what about the bloody handprint? Wasn't mine, it's no mystery. Please explain. My locker's covered with my fingerprints. It just so happened. The murderer touched the locker where my fingerprint was by chance. Hold it. The chances of that happening are 1,000,000 to 1. On the contrary, one could argue just the opposite. The chances of that not happening are. Get one thing straight, partner. You ain't gonna get no reward from you. You wanna know why? The blood stain and the fingerprint are completely unrelated. Unrelated? They're as different as night and day. Kinda like cereal and cereal. One's got to do with breakfast while the other's a type of murder. That's right, although seemingly alike, they're totally different. They're fucking like homophones, please. Oh, I'm sorry, a homonym? Don't see what homonyms have to do with this. Yeah, agreed. Or didn't you know the murderer was wearing gloves? Just threw that in there. How do you know that? Yeah, we all want to know. I may be a loner, but I still do my job. I keep up on the reports. There was blood stain at the scene, thought to be left by the murderer. That's right. It was found in Detective Gumshoe's locker. However, no fingerprints were detected on that fingerprint. Oh yeah, I think we tried that too. So that would mean the murderer, wearing gloves, happened to place their hand on top of our Officer Marshall's fingerprint. That's the only logical conclusion. Are you starting to get the picture, partner? The picture? This seal of blood in the desert, it's just food for the buzzards. There's only one reality, and that's the security team. So long as my trailer was in there, you can't say otherwise. I mean, we can't really say that the guy wasn't you. This isn't getting us anywhere, Mr. Wright. Please consider carefully where you're going with this cross-examination. Yes, Your Honor. Now then, continue your testimony, Officer Marshall. Too bad it wasn't me in that video, right, partner? Oh, he added that. Hold it. What do you mean by that? You want to tie me to this crime, isn't that right, partner? If so, that video is the only direct evidence you have. But that video is next to useless. It's full of blind spots. Blind spots? You don't know what a blind spot is, Judge? Places you can't see. The camera's panning back and forth. The floor isn't shown. Right? This is like really bad security camera. Why are you showing so much of the ceiling but not the floor? We didn't see this guy walk in, just that he's in here. This was, yeah, no. No police department would have a security camera like this, but okay. I'm supposed to press items. If someone was familiar with the camera's position, they could leave the room without being caught on tape. I mean, yeah, they could sneak away, for sure. It doesn't even show the door. Objection! We don't have time for your speculations, Mr. Wright. Well, Mr. Wright, if you can show us evidence in this video that indicates Officer Marshall was present, please do so now. There is evidence. video. I don't know. I don't think there's evidence. Is there? Is there?
Are you asking me?
Yep.
Yes.
Show evidence?
Yes.
Okay, I guess we're gonna have to find it. Very well. Allow me to point out your mistake, Officer Marshall. Tread carefully, Mr. Wright, or you might wind up being the one making the mistake. Now then, let's have another look at the video. Show us this incriminating evidence of the witness, Officer Jake Marshall. The flag covering his face. Was there like a sideburn or something? Well, there is the handprint on the guy's face, also. How could that flag have covered his face the entire time?
Okay, I think before I make the rest of this room, I need to actually update this graphic sheet.
It's like on the tip of my tongue, but I just can't find it. There has to be something like telling that it's him. You think you spotted it, Talia? Trying to keep quiet, right? It's probably so hard when you actually like know. Does someone want to give me a hint if it's towards like the beginning or the end of this thing? So my guesses are legit guesses. Very fair. Towards the end. I think it is. It's about at the end. Oh! I see it. It's this. Yep, I see it. I see it. Because we knew that that was there, and I thought it was interesting that it wasn't there in this whole video. I never saw it actually appear. Okay, no, I saw it. I was just like, I feel like I'm missing something, but I don't know what it is. Okay, see this locker right here? How there's nothing sticking out of it right now? There's gonna be something sticking out of it in a second. Now you gotta see the other body. And then suddenly... BAM! What's this sticking out of this locker? I remember that from when we went in there before. And I thought it was weird that nothing was sticking out that day. Okay, bringing your attention back to the security camera is a mistake, I'm afraid, if you'll soon not forget, Officer Marshall. The days are short in Texas, and so are our tempers. Could you sum up what you have to say in 8 words or less? I'm not going to count my clock. Very well. You can clearly be seen in this video. 8 words, good job. Exactly 8 words, not bad, partner. The key lies in a certain locker shown in the video.
Scrolled up very far in chat. Dino Mom with the Prime sub. Thank
That
you.
locker
Hi, how's it
with the white
going?
cloth
Good to see
sticking
you.
out.
Hope you're
That
doing
was the
well.
witnesses, I
Sorry, we're
believe.
doing graphic stuff, and
Now
I'm trying to
then,
make sure that
let's
I'm
watch the video
not overlapping anything
then. 2
important.
words, objection.
But I think we're doing pretty good. Hope you're doing well. Okay. I think this means that we now have all of...
Oh, the white cloth, it's gone. What's the meaning of this,
hold
Officer
on.
Marshall?
Insert
Graphics a little.
graphics. Save
Well, the crime took place.
171.
The white cloth wasn't there.
And now we have chainsaws too. Okay.
Okay.
Now we have a sprite sheet to work with because we have fire snakes, these
What's
platforms,
more, you opened your locker when the camera was
fuzzies.
and people were the one very familiar with how the cameras work.
Honestly, this might end up actually being like a
Hold your horses. Sorry, partner,
2-segment
but you got the wrong
section with how many actual
So what if
sprites
my
we have to
locker
work
was
with.
That was
Oh my
the
god,
one.
this looks cursed as fuck. Jesus.
Right, if you don't open your
That's a wiggler. That looks terrifying. Just gonna do everyone a favor and delete that one.
Why is everyone staring at me like I'm a wannabe? This guy isn't just playing dumb, he really doesn't know. I hate to rain on your parade, but you're the only person who can open that particular locker. Oh yeah, I call your bluff. You say I opened that locker? Now prove it.
Actually, what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna do a little bit more graphics editing. What sheet is this? 121. Okay. We're just gonna make 121 everything I need for this specific segment. And I'm gonna do away with the saws. And in favor of the saws, we're gonna add in diagonal platforms, because I think that's gonna be both more interesting for the platforming and also tying this together. I can't add balls to this segment, right? No, because I need the platforms. Okay.
Say I open the locker, now prove it. Do I have to present the evidence locker that says that only the assigned detective's prints can unlock it?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry, sometimes I'm too far ahead and then it like causes me damage that I don't need. Like, because I know what I'm talking about, it's just not there yet. A fingerprint sensor? How would he not know about that?
This also gives me timed
We talked
platforms
about this
here.
earlier today. Literally today, sir! The lockers can only be opened by the detectives they belong to. What kind of crazy talk is this? Well, Detective Gumshoe did mention something about this. Happens while you overthink it or you get to it, that's the game. Well, you're right, right? Like, I hate when it penalizes me for being right and just like being too far ahead. Oh, you're too smart. Lose some HP. In any case, the locks aren't that obvious. There are even some people on the force that don't know about the fingerprint locks. What do they think is locking it then, or opening it? So, Sheriff, what do you have to say in 8 words or less? Oh, you can tell it's getting real because we have the swirling blue background behind us. Oh, he's sweating. I only got 1 word for you, partner. No! Oh, shit. Oh, shit! Order, witnesses, fleeing yourself. If this is a joke, it's the worst I've ever heard. I assure you this is no joke, Officer Marshall. Now then, please tell us what you're doing in the evidence room. At the time of the crime. Ole, please answer the question. What is he now, a bullfighter? That's alright, Officer Marshall. I believe we can figure the rest out from here. Okay. Have a look at these floor plans. There's no place for someone to hide in the evidence room. Yet Officer Beacon didn't see Officer Marshall. weird twist, right? If that's so, then where was the witness? It seems Mr. Wright has an answer. That's right. The only possible conclusion. Well then, let's hear it. Where was Officer Marshall at the time of the crime? Wait, what's the V and the K?
V is victim spot and K is killer spot.
Oh. Is this right? He was opening a locker.
Are you asking me?
He's opening a locker. I hope I'm right. Officer Marshall was standing right here. There, but that's where the victim, Detective Goodman, was. Correct, unless the man wasn't Detective Goodman. But I believe the victim in the video is Officer Marshall. It was you dressed up like Detective Goodman. Objection! But that's preposterous. Officer Meekins witnessed the detective at the crime scene. Once he saw the man's face, he'd know for sure. But he said he didn't see the face, Edgeworth! Objection. May I point out, though, that Officer Meekins did not know Detective Goodman. He also testified about the man's reaction when confronted, and also that he didn't see the face. When I entered the evidence room, I asked him to show his card, sir. Yes, and how did Detective Goodman respond? He suddenly pulled a knife on me. Preposterous. Oh, jeez. Kind of like I was saying, oh, jeez. You were giving me thank you. That's what I was trying to say. But I know the officer's story puzzled me. If the man had his ID card, why did he need to show it? Yes, he would have needed it to enter the evidence room, so he must have been carrying it. The answer is simple. He couldn't show it. As you can see, Detective Goodman's picture is on his ID card. Oh, I get it. If he showed that, his cover would have been blown. Officer Meekins would have realized the man wasn't Detective Goodman. Do you have anything to say to this, Officer?
I didn't realize I was just gonna be bouncing around down there. That's funny.
You got a term for that. It's called circumstantial evidence. Circumstantial evidence? He's still denying it. You're gonna have to do better than that to break a detective. Unless you have hard evidence proving I dressed up as the victim. I can't say I particularly care for your cooperative disposition. I can't say I care for the beard, but you don't see me complaining. So this is the second time you said you don't care for his beard, so I think officially you are complaining. Well, Mr. Wright, do you have any evidence proving beyond a shadow of a doubt that Officer Marshall dressed up as the victim? Well, who am I kidding? I don't have anything like that. I can see the fear in your eyes, Carl. You're the one who's that can't be happening. So obviously he's the one. What can I do? Oh. It looks like your lack of experience is finally exposed. I'll pass on to you what someone told me when I was just starting out. When you run into a wall with no place to go, return to the basics. The basics. For me, that would be what Mia used to tell me. Phoenix, try thinking outside of the box. I shouldn't look for proof that Officer Marshall was in disguise. But rather I should look for evidence that came about because he was in disguise. Why do you think this locker was opened in the first place? What do you mean? There's no reason for Officer Marshall to open his locker at the time of the crime. Yet he did, despite the chance it might be discovered later as it has been. Which means he didn't originally plan to open his locker. According to the defense's argument, Officer Jake Marshall dressed up as Detective Goodman at the time of the crime. Then, after the crime was committed, he opened his own locker for some unknown reason. The fact that a white cloth is sticking out of the locker seems to indicate that he opened it in order to put the cloth inside. So, just what exactly is this piece of cloth? Perhaps the video is the key to all our unanswered questions. I don't have any evidence, so this video is my only shot. Very well. Let's take yet another look at the security. After committing the crime, the witness opened his locker to put away the white box. Please show us why the witness had to open his locker. I don't know. That's all I'm thinking about. So I guess I will run an ad while I go to the bathroom. Keep watching this video and tell me if there's like a hint that I'm not seeing. I'm very confused. What? You think you have it? Also confused on a general basis, not just this case. Okay. What am I trying to prove again? That he was where? That it was him? Or
Yeah, he was the victim.
Why he needed to stop at his locker?
Yes.
Where did the clock come from? That's what I'm having a hard time figuring out. Okay. with like a blood stain. What's your suspicion of blood? That's kind of what I'm thinking too. Because that's the only thing that's really changed. Okay. He wasn't expecting to get this blood on him. So we'll present that. Right, I like feelings about the technical blood stains are usually the sign of a crime, but for real. For some reason you disguised yourself as Detective Goodman and entered the evidence room, though I don't know to what end yet. However, something unexpected happened. Officer Meekins barged in on you. When asked to show your ID card, you pulled a knife on him. However, Officer Meekins panicked, and the white coat you were wearing was soiled with blood. A bloody white coat. You couldn't just walk out like that, so you hid the coat in your locker. Yeah, that had to be it. Not bad, partner. People really don't think of the holes in their story when they come up with that. Now then, Officer Marshall, are you ready to tell us the truth? Looks like I underestimated y'all. I hope you're happy now, Mr. Edgeworth. 2 years ago, if you were only half as persistent then as you are today, we all wouldn't have anything now would we? Is that why they tried to frame him? Officer Marshall, tell the court what you did. All of it. Alright. It seems the time has come. Marshall's confession! I had to do it that day. I couldn't just stand by and let it die. I stole the detective's ID and dressed like him. I planned to take out that evidence. I wasn't expecting Officer Meekins. I knocked him out and managed to escape. I knew which area was going to be caught on the camera. There wasn't any murder in the evidence room at 5:15. So the supposed victim was really you. But there's one thing I still don't understand. Traces of a large quantity of blood were found on the floor of the evidence room. If no one was murdered, then how could that be? Officer Meekins managed to cut his own hand. My guess is he's the donor. It was way too much blood for such a small location. I had to do it that day. Couldn't just wait. Couldn't just stand by and let it die. Hold it. When you say it, do you even have to ask, partner? Yes, on that incident. 2 years have passed since that case was closed. It was going to completely end with a transferal that day. Not if I have anything to do with it. That incident's not over. But what did you hope to accomplish by speaking to the evidence room? When a case is closed, only that case is detected can look through the evidence. I wanted to have a look at it myself one more time. No matter what the cost. I don't care what anyone says, partner, that case is mine. But Officer Marshall wasn't in charge of that investigation. Why did he care so much about it? That day was my last chance. That's why I stole the detective's ID and dressed like him. I planned to take out the evidence. Hold it. Why did you disguise yourself as Detective Goodman? If I didn't make it look like Goodman was carrying out the evidence transferal, I'd be arrested for stealing evidence from what did me. So you did it to the security camera and the detective's ID card. I stole that the morning of the incident. So that really was why Goodman started filling out that lopsided report. I returned his ID card. I left it on the floor in the prosecutor's office parking lot. The ID card I found was left there by Officer Marshall. So essentially, you managed to succeed despite your lack of foresight. What do you mean, partner? I mean the fingerprint. The fingerprint activated lock, of course. No matter how well you disguise yourself, you can't change your fingerprints. Under normal circumstances, you wouldn't have been able to open that locker yourself. But he could because the rubber glove just happened to get stuck in the door. That means Detective Goodman must have opened the locker before Officer Marshall. I wasn't expecting Officer Meekin to knock him out. Wait, let me look at the record. No, I think we're just gonna check it. So I mean, who was that number that was all 7? Still don't know. You pulled a knife on Officer Meekins and tried to drive him off? Let's just say I was a little surprised. I only put it on being in the evidence room for no more than 5 minutes. I didn't think anyone would actually come in during that short time. Officer Meekins clearly is a one-in-a-million type of person. Making a detective for an intruder and demanding to be shown his ID. I'll have to think a little more about his reasons here. When did Edgeworth get so much influence? Anyway, he threw himself at me and I ended up cutting him slightly. I'm sorry it had to turn out that way. Knocking him out and everything. By the way, what happened to your knife? Oh, you mean this one? So he knocked Officer Meekins out and managed to escape. I knew that Jerry was going to be caught on camera. So you did your research beforehand. For those who go into this complicated don't make the wrong argument. I didn't think you were going to make this though. Security tape is a race every 6 hours. If all had gone as planned, no footage would have been. However, you bloodied your coat in your struggle with Officer Meekins. If someone was in the security room when I came out, the jig would have been up. I opened my locker and stashed it in there. What was Officer Meekins doing here at that time? What else? He was sleeping like a baby. So what you're saying is, on that day, there wasn't any murder in the evidence room at 5:15. Hold it. But the blood found at the scene certainly indicates a crime took place. What are you, blind? The victim shown on that tape is me, and I'm not dead yet, partner. So you stole the evidence from the locker? Actually, no, I didn't. Why not? When I opened the locker, the evidence was already gone. What? Mr. Edgeworth, where is the evidence? It's still missing, Your Honor. Detective Goodman's locker was already empty. Someone else stole the evidence. Officer Marshall, may I ask you one thing? Far away, partner. It's a free country. Just remember, I'm also free to decide whether or not to. Why did you do this? Stealing a detective's ID, injuring a police officer, this is no small offense. Moreover, you're an officer yourself. This will have serious consequences. It can't just be forgiven with a simple cut in salary. Not that salary cuts are ever a valid solution. Thank you, Phoenix. Like I said, this isn't your case. This one is mine. And I'll do anything it takes to get an answer I'm satisfied with. Wouldn't that's an unusual amount of zeal? I've only seen it as, like, zealous. Let's hear more. I can't just forget the SL9 incident. You know why? Hold it. But that case was solved 2 years ago, wasn't it? That's the reason the evidence was stored in the evidence room. Joe Dark was convicted for his crimes. One thing I can say for sure is he deserved his sentence. I remember the Joe Dark case. It involved serial murders, didn't it? I don't intend to complain about how it turned out, but there's something that still bothers me. Something went down at that trial. Something no one will talk about. What happened? I don't know. That's what I'm trying to find out. Why is he so concerned with that incident? Maybe I should present him with what I think his real reason is. I had a feeling we'd wind up here sooner or later. Everyone involved here is related in some way to that case. I better take another look at the files. So I think I have to present something on the last one. And I think it's the case files. because that lists everybody's name. As investigators. I think it's this. I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna help the right. Officer Marshall, I think I understand. I think I know why you care so much about the SL9. Sounds like you've been sipping too much cactus juice, partner. I have the SL9 incident file here. The name Marshall is mentioned in here. In a list of murder victims. Oh shit! I didn't even pay attention to that part! Neil Marshall, are you related to this man? Neil Marshall? Yeah, I'm sure you've heard the name. 2 years ago, he received the same lousy prosecutor award you got. What? A prosecutor? He must be talking about the King's Prosecutors Award. Now I remember, Prosecutor Neil Marshall. He handled the SL9 case before I did. Oh shit. Lit! I'm sorry you have to be at the laundromat still. Is your laundry broken? I can't remember why. Oh, there was. He handled the SL9 case before I did. That's right. He was Coates. And the case fell into your hands. But what's his relation to you? He was my brother! He was investigating the murders with Damon Gant, the then Deputy Chief of Police. The group of detectives I was part of worked under them. We were desperate to prosecute the killer. Joe Dark. My brother fought Dark and was killed. That was the first time Dark left behind any evidence. That was all we did. He was arraigned and incarcerated. The case was finally closed, at least according to the public record. What do you mean? My brother couldn't have been killed by Joe Dark. I knew my brother better than anyone. No one could have beaten him in a fight. And that's it? That's your reason for your insane actions? There's more to my brother's stuff than what the records say. No matter how much you try to hide it, you can't fool me. Oh, but... Well, at least one thing's for certain. Now we know what happened in the police department on the day of the crime. That was the last day the SL9 case could be reopened. Not satisfied with its resolution, Officer Marshall planned to steal the evidence. Disguising himself as Detective Goodman, he entered the evidence room. Officer Meekins confronted him, so he rendered him unconscious and fled. Yes, this mystery has finally been cleared up. No murder took place at the police department that day. The things that happen by chance never cease to amaze. At exactly the same time as the murder at the prosecutor's office, this fake murder was going on at the police department. Chance? It's gotta be more than just that. Yeah. Come on, Edgeworth, you clearly know something, right? So you can sit on here and actually get video on mobile. Nice! So I'm glad that you can watch the stream and just kind of chill while you wait for it to finish. You don't have to be there for too long. So if no one was murdered at the police department on the day of the crime, that means the murder in the prosecutor's office's parking lot was the real one. Which in turn means only one person could have committed the crime. Chief Prosecutor Lana Skye. Objection. But wait, a verdict wasn't reached in yesterday's trial. Objection. Which is why we examined the incident at the police department today. But there's only one reason the defendant was not convicted yesterday. There yet remained the mystery of the simultaneous murder at the police department. It seems to me this boy's got the draw on you, partner. Stays over for an hour at a time, which is good, but also bad for me. All the mysteries at the police department have been resolved. No doubt about it. Our sole murder took place at the prosecutor's office. you just are. It's completely incontestable. I mean, I don't think so. If you have a response, make it a single word or less. Objection? Arg. That's not what I rest my case. No. It seems this trial has reached its conclusion. There's no room for doubt. Well done, Mr. Ray. Thanks to you, I didn't need to waste my time disproving the alleged murder of the police department. There's no doubt what I proved today is true. The apparent murder on the security camera's tape really was fake. But I didn't realize that would end up proving Lana guilty. Now then, the time for the verdict has arrived. This court finds the defendant. Hold it! Emma's back! Your Honor, wait. Emma! The defense has an objection. A scientific objection. Right? What do you mean, right? Mr. Wright, are you this girl's guardian? Your Honor? Oh, in a sense. Please, Your Honor, all I'm asking is for a minute of your time. Please hear me out. Mr. Edgeworth, please. I don't want to leave any loose ends. You want a minute? I'll give you 3. I was kind of in shock. I mean, finding out the SL9 incident referred to the Joe Dark killings. Now that she mentions it, the names of both Sky sisters were in that file. But that's when I figured it out. I mean, what Officer Marshall was trying to do that day. So I knew his fingerprint had nothing to do with the crime. That left only one thing. The other handprint. You mean the traces of blood found on Detective Gumshoe's locker? But no fingerprints were found on it, right? No, but I figured if I examined it scientifically, I'd be sure to find a clue. So I ran over there and looked at it again. So did you find something? No. Huh? Sorry, I guess I'm not much of a scientific investigator after all. Is that all? Please don't be mad. I'm just a high school student. And I'm just an attorney. But Mr. Wright, those traces of blood are the only clue we have. If we can't find something wrong with them, please, Mr. Wright, you're a professional. If anyone can save Lana, it's you. Me? Oh boy. Time's up. Now then, Mr. Wright, with regard to the incident at the police department, does any reasonable doubt remain? It appears the defense is troubled by the other blood mark. Looking at the floor plan, a handprint was discovered around here. Is there a problem with this? Mr. Wright, I'm sorry I can't be of more use, but still. If you can't find anything wrong with that blood mark, Lana will be... Please answer my question, Mr. Wright. We don't have all day. Yes, Your Honor. If ever I've needed to concentrate, it's now. What could be wrong with that handprint on Detective Gumshoe's locker? Could there be something I'm missing? Well, I mean, the Blue Bandit or whatever guy was blocking that handprint the whole time. And he also has a handprint on him, which I guess wasn't in blood, so maybe isn't as big of a deal, but I don't know. I'm gonna say I object. This handprint left at the crime scene clearly shows a contradiction. The only thing that seems clear is your grasping, Mr. Wright. Staring pretty intently at those floor plans. Tell me, is there a problem with that? Yes, this is strange. Take a good look at these floor plans. Something is missing. Missing? You mean something hasn't been drawn on there? Yes, something that, when drawn, will completely change the meaning of the blood mark. Let us pray the defense isn't simply trying to buy time. Very well, Mr. Wright. With all this evidence here, there's got to be something I can use. The question is, which item can prove something is missing in the floor plans? Oh, Blue Badger. What did I call him? Blue Bandit?
Yeah.
Do I present him himself?
Yep.
Okay. Oh yeah, because it says was apparently in the evidence locker. Now. What about that piece of plywood? The Blue Badger, mascot of the police force, defender of truth, guardian of proof. Explain yourself, Mr. Wright. Please look at the floor plans of the crime scene. The Blue Badger is not here. So? So watch what happens when we put him in. This is where he was dancing at the time of the crime. Walking that longer. Well, what? Gas. That's right. So long as the Blue Badger is dancing here, it would be impossible to place a handprint at this spot on the locker. What? So that means, just exactly what does that mean? It means it can't be done. What are you saying? Blood traces were undeniably found on that locker. Don't look at me, I didn't put it there. Mr. Wright, think it through scientifically. Emma, on that afternoon, Officer Meekins was the one who brought the Blue Badger to the evidence room, right? After he put it down, it would be impossible to leave a handprint on that locker. So that must mean this blood mark was put there before he got there and was from the mystery person that came in at 4:20. Was left there before the Blue Badger was brought in. Right, but there's more. Just one moment, I will not allow such far-fetched balderdash in my courtroom. It may sound far-fetched, Your Honor, but it's the only possible explanation. On February 21st, in the police department's evidence room, blood was spilled not once, but twice. But how? One time was captured on this tape, taken by the security camera. Officer Meekins cut his hand from which a trivial amount of blood fell. The problem is, the other time, someone blood prior to the struggle shown on this tape. It had to have been Detective Goodman when he was really murdered. Objection! What? That's ridiculous. I refuse to accept your absurd claim.
I refuse to even speak those words.
The murder portrayed in the security tape has been proven to be a fake. However, that does not explain the blood mark found on the locker. So many objections right now. So then, assuming this murder you purport really happened, when did it take place? I demand you show evidence that proves when it occurred. When did the first incident occur? 4:20! To summarize, the defense claims that prior to Officer Meekins being cut by James Marshall, who was posing as Detective Goodman, another incident took place in that evidence room. That's right, the blood mark on the locker proves this. Very well, then tell us. When did this first incident occur? As Mr. Edwards said, proof must be presented. Proof that shows when the murder took place. There's only one piece of evidence that can show that. Now then, will the defense please present its evidence? What shows when the first crime took place? This. Or what am I going to call? But like, Officer Meekins didn't notice there was blood and shit in there already? Or is that the one that was wiped? Or they were both wiped? No, I don't know. Okay, it's this though. It has to be this. Take that. If the crime took place inside the evidence room, then the killer would have had to enter it. And in order to do so, an ID card would have been required. An ID card? Oh, the ID card record. Officer Meekins brought the Blue Badger panel into the evidence room at, let's see here, 4:50 p.m. If the crime took place before that time, then it would be 4:40 p.m. Ah, no, I said 4:20. I don't want to blame Edgeworth. But it was found in his car. I mean... Miles Edgeworth, just what have you done? I never would have figured you had to move, boy. Drop the act, witness. It doesn't take a lot of thought to figure out it couldn't have been me. Nope, I ain't getting it. I'm afraid I don't understand either. It's clear from the luminol test that blood was there. However, when the second crime took place, both Officer Egan's and Officer Marshall failed to notice the blood. That means the blood from the first crime was wiped away by the real murderer. I would have had just 10 minutes to murder the victim, carry his body away, and clean up the blood. Unfortunately, that's physically impossible. It could have been done in 30 minutes, though! That would mean the crime must have taken place before Mr. Edgeworth entered the evidence room. Let's look at the chart again. There's only one other card number remaining, 77777777. Talk about a lucky number. But wait, that doesn't make sense. How could Detective Goodman have entered the evidence room? Since there's no record of his card being used beforehand, he must have entered along with the real murderer. That's the only plausible explanation. He went in with 777777. Mr. Edgeworth, please look into this ASAP. Find out whose ID number is That's 1 too many, Your Honor. Unfortunately, I'm unable to look up the owner of that ID card, at least at present. What? Explain yourself, son. The ID number belongs to someone with the rank of captain or higher. Someone who's a so-called executive officer. Lana? We don't have the authority to inquire into such a person's identity. Objection! That's ridiculous. Just how... I'm not finished talking, Mr. Wright. There's one situation in which we can be granted such authority. If an official charge filed against an executive is accepted. An official charge? You're all alike, aren't you? With your cover-ups and your forgeries? That's how the prosecutor's office operates. Objection. I take pride in my work, Officer Marshall. I'd appreciate it if you keep your slander to yourself. Slander, is it? Okay. Let me ask a question. Yes? No, not to you. To her, the defendant sitting over there. Your own little executive. Lana? Objection. Don't be stupid. She's been charged with murder. Of course we've looked up her ID number. And it's not 777777. Don't play me for a fool, partner. That's not what I want to ask. All I want to know is one thing about that incident. The SL9 incident? Answer me this, Chief Prosecutor. In that trial 2 years ago, did you really only use legitimate evidence? We got Lana. Do you need the witness to repeat his question, Chief Prosecutor? I heard him fine, Mr. Edgeworth. 2 years ago, I was in charge of the prosecution for that trial. At the time, we felt the powerlessness of the law. At least I did. Lana. I became a prosecutor in order to suppress crime with the law. But before I realized it, we were the ones being suppressed by the law. Defendant, just what do you say? I'll ask you again, Chief Prosecutor. During that trial 2 years ago, did you really present all the evidence in court? Can you look me, an investigator in that crime, in the eye and say that you did? Chief Prosecutor, you didn't? I don't have to, Officer Marshall. Why won't you answer him? Drastic crimes require drastic measures. That's just the way it is. We did what we had to, in order for him to get the verdict he deserved. But Lana, even if it involved forging evidence. See, that's what I'm talking about. No. No! Gant's help in the SL9 case was crucial to its resolution. After that, he became chief of police and arranged my transfer to the prosecutor's office. Maybe I should ask more about this investigation of theirs 2 years ago. Let me get this straight. You were all involved in the SL9 incident? That's right. Quite a coincidence. I don't buy it. What are you saying? There's no way everyone involved in this trial was also involved in my incident, just by chance. But that case was solved 2 years ago. At least one person went to excuse because they didn't know it was truly solved. Officer Marshall, yes, his actions came as a surprise to me as well. Ever since his brother died, he's changed completely. I guess he wasn't convinced he could really against her dead. Life doesn't end with the closing of a case. Everyone has to live the rest of their lives with their memories. That case just might not be over yet. Emma was assaulted by a dog at the police department, right? Yes, in the office that David Grant and I shared. The office that Mr. Gantner occupies by himself, the chief's office. Maybe we should have a look at the chief's office, the site of the final SL9 murder. I don't see Detective Gumshoe anywhere. Things seem kind of quiet around here today. You're right. Chief Detective is the same though. Why don't we go look for some other people to talk to? Right. We can come back here later. Well, I think I need to go through before I can go to where I was trying to though. Right? Howdy, Bambina. Oh, Mr. Marshall. I never thought things would turn out this way when I woke up this morning. Case of loss of rock, you never know what life will lead you to, didn't it? I should have known my luck and run out when old Billy dried up this morning. Really? Must be his pet cactus. Say, where are you headed? Just over to the prosecutor's office for a little interrogation. It's a voluntary appearance, but we all know I won't be coming back. Sorry, but you can't go in the evidence room today, partner. But Mr. Marshall, why did you do it? Wanting prospectors head west. If ever there was a case I needed to know the truth about, it was that one. Before you turn yourself in, Mr. Marshall, would you mind telling us exactly what happened? Looks like I won't be getting steak lunch today. Something was fishy about that trial from the beginning. It wasn't just me either. All the detectives thought so. What do you mean fishy? Some of the facts reported were inconsistent with the evidence we found. For example, the murder weapon. The murder weapon? You mean that switchblade knife and the broken tip? That was Joe Dark's alright, but in the initial autopsy report a question was raised. A question? The blade of the knife was not a perfect match with the wound the victim sustained. What does that mean? It means there's a good chance that knife was not the murder weapon. However, in the report that was finally submitted, that possibility had been erased. Could the facts have been concealed with forged evidence? That case left behind scars on all of us. The scars of the SL9 incident left behind. There was something going on behind the scenes in that case. We all knew that later. Every detective involved in that investigation, save one, was taken care of. Mrs. Starr was fired and I was demoted and boxed away in a tiny room. What about Detective Goodman? If they did something to him too, the commissioners would get suspicious. No, they were careful enough not to do that. They? What are you talking about? Don't get upset, Bambina. I'm Damon Gannon. I'm Mama's guy. Oh shit. The investigation lead Bambina and the second man, Mama's guy. There was a person on the force who hadn't heard that you That case was the biggest step in both of their careers. After the case ended, Lorna transferred to the prosecutor's office, right? I'm doing this fucking accent for everybody now, okay. Yeah, Damon Gant, the new chief of police, arranged for that to happen. She's never been the same since she left. Everyone who knew her said so. Chief prosecutor Scott was totally different when she was detective. Now that he mentions it, her secret is too well guarded. I never found out. Not a secret. It all started 2 years ago. This. I got the looks, but you got the brains. He was one of the best prosecutors around. I had just been detective when it went down. It was our first case together. How old was he? Your brother? He was 27 at the time. He was awarded the highest honor that very day. The highest honor? You mean the prosecutors? I knew it. What are you looking at me like that for? That's an honor for a prosecutor. Mr. Marshall must have really been close with his brother. The day the SL9 incident took place, that wasn't the same day as... That's right. It was the day of the evidence transfer. Interesting. It was drizzling that morning, and by nightfall there was thunder. I can't believe 2 years have gone by already. I tried to steal the evidence so the case wouldn't die. Apparently someone tried to stop you. Detective Goodman was murdered, and the evidence locker was empty. So there you have it. That's my story. Did you enjoy it, partner? It was certainly enlightening.
Thanks. By the way, I finished the race level already, so...
Oh.
Whatever, you're good. Yep. It was a nice fast one this week.
I know, I heard you like talking again, and I was like, did you not do the race? There's one thing for sure I found out in court today. That boy Edgeworth isn't my enemy. He was the one who used falsified evidence to get a guilty verdict, but someone else was the one who gave him that evidence and planned everything. Now someone is taking
what is the music for Lonely Rolling Star? Because I want that on
Don't
this
believe
level.
me? Well, I don't blame you. I won't even be a patrolman after today.
3.
Too bad I won't be around to work with you when you become a real scientific investigator. Adios, Vancouver. I was trying to go to the chief's office, but it's like not letting me go. Crimes, looking for others. Go in conference room. Things. Well, he actually talked to us. Chief prosecutor say what she did, a decision about what to do about Mr. Ashworth, not to mention the state to get tomorrow's trial. There's more chaos going on than Thanksgiving and Christmas put together. Festive is the word you should use for those. Sir, we'd like to have a look around Chief Grant's office. Just use the connecting hallway to the other building and take the elevator to the top floor. Really? You mean it's okay for us to go in there? I mean, we aren't police officers or anything. Hey, you're right. You can't go in there. It's off limits. Now I see where Detective Gumshoe gets his unique charm. Well, what are we waiting for? Let's head to the chief's office. Did you say not to? Okay, chief's office. There's a piano and shit. That's over the top. Whoa, where am I? In the chief's office, silly. At least that's what it said on the door. Check out that pipe organ. That's real, isn't it? Yeah, I used to take organ lessons in kindergarten. They used to call me Little Miss Buck. I thought I was a genius until they tried teaching me notes. I never could remember where she was. Look, reading music is hard. I don't blame her. Oh, it's you two. She can. He put that paper he was reading in his desk. So, Righto, have you been swimming lately? Why is he so obsessed with that? No, I haven't. I've been kind of busy lately. I can appreciate that. I've had my hands full, too, with Mr. Marshall's misconduct and Lana's provocative statement. Provocative statement? Oh, you mean about the forged evidence? 2 years have passed since that incident. My, how time flies. See that big picture on the wall over there? picture of Lana, Neil, and so this is Mr. Marshall's brother, Prosecutor Neil Marshall. We took it to commemorate our work together. Something's not right with this picture. All day, but there are matters that need my attention. I'm going to walk up here, so let's go out together. Oh, but this office, it was a crime scene 2 years ago, wasn't it? That case has long since been over. There's no need to investigate it anymore. All the same, we'd still like to have a look around. Perhaps you didn't hear me. I said there's no need to investigate it anymore. Now hurry up and get out. I have a meeting to attend. Looks like we aren't welcome. It seems that case isn't over with yet, after all. Waiting! Chief Gant denied our request to search the crime scene. That means there must be a reason he doesn't want us looking around in there. You mean like a clue? There's gotta be a way we can get inside the chief's office. Hey pal, check your gumshoe. Are you supposed to be meeting? I'm just taking a breather. My feet hurt. From sitting so long? Actually, I'm serving everyone coffee. Sounds like Detective Gumshoe's still out of the loop. Say, have either of you seen Mr. Edgeworth? Edgeworth? No. Why do you ask? He's under fire from both the police department and the prosecutor's office. It's almost like the battles between you two in court. That sounds serious. Is it because of what my sister said? It's basically what it all boils down to. That falsified evidence 2 years ago. Now Mr. Edgeworth has the whole world after his blood. But why would Edgeworth be blamed? It's not like he knew the evidence was forged. Lana Skye is the guilty party here, isn't she? Regardless, a prosecutor is responsible for the evidence they present in court. Not only that, but as you know, there have been a lot of rumors going around about Mr. Edgeworth.
Okay, so that's the levels so far.
Kept him safe from those who don't like him. But now with this, are there really so many people who hate him? In our world, only those with talent rise to the top. Mr. Edgeworth not only has that, but he's young. There's no better recipe I know of for making it.
Okay.
Hey, keep up the good work. Yes, sir. Let's go out for lunch again sometime. My treat. Yes, sir. You gotta take me back to that joint sometime, okay, Dick? Yes, sir. It seems you don't have any problems with any of this. Yeah, well, I'm careful not to stick out. Anyway, I'm a bit worried about him. Under all this pressure, I'm afraid Mr. Edgeworth just might crack. Actually, I took a look at the file earlier while the coffee was brewing. Seems genuinely concerned for Edgeworth. Well, did you find out anything? The only evidence Doug left behind was during his final attack. His final attack? You mean when he killed Prosecutor Marshall, who was trying to protect some girl? Emma. It seems Detective Gumshoe never realized Emma was the girl. That's when he left the most incriminating evidence of all. Well, what was it? Oh, let's see. I think it had something to do with the murder weapon. Well, welcome back! You went to go see the Mario movie?
We're gonna see that tonight.
Oh, I forgot. Look, it's all written somewhere here, okay? His powers of recollection never failed to impress. Maybe we should show him the murder weapon. It might jog his memory.
It's so good, I'm looking forward to it.
Joe Dark was 42 at the time of the crime. He was just your run-of-the-mill businessman. A businessman that made him take to serial killer. One day on his way home from work, he hit someone with his car. With his car? So, it was an accident? An accident, yes, but it transformed him into an animal. An animal? He killed a man that witnessed the accident, and then he killed a lady that saw the second crime, and a kid walked by. Oh boy. Okay. Finally, he turned himself in. Seems he was a pretty careless animal. Of course, this is all conjecture. There wasn't a single shred of evidence. So he turned himself in. Yes, but in the middle of his questioning, he fled and murdered his final victim, Prosecutor Marshall. That crime was witnessed by someone too, but luckily Dark was arrested on the spot. The good thing that last witness was replaced. That last witness, AKA Emma. He's having a bad day, yeah. There was something I was supposed to present him with. About this. Hey, is that... has a tag attached to it with the label SLN? I believe this would be the broken murder weapon you're speaking of. What are you doing with that? Ever since that case was closed, that nice came off in the locker. On the day Detective Goodman was murdered, this suddenly disappeared from the locker. And was found in Mr. Edwards' farm up there. That's it. Now I remember what that incriminating piece of evidence was. When you showed me that knife, it all came back to me. Well, what is it, Detective? Quick, before you forget again. Wait, why am I still in here? Oh. Murder weapon. This knife, it was Joe Dark's, wasn't it? That's right, we traced it back to the store he bought it at, plus it had his fingerprints on it, too. But no one actually witnessed him using it to murder anyone, right? That's where his left for now. When you take a good look at the knife, you'll see it's broken. You don't have to take a good look to notice that. Yeah, well anyway, take a guess where the broken off tip of the knife was found. Inside of Marshall? That's what did it in. Where was it? The victim,
And make sure
Marshall,
this
was carrying
palette
it
actually
inside his
fits
own body.
the song. I think it does now.
It's found deep inside the stab wound. Did it match Dark's knife? You bet, down to the last fiber. That's pretty conclusive. Neil's autopsy report added to the court record. Stabbed in the back, died from punctured heart and lung, a knife tip was in the wound.
Okay.
Switchblade knife updated. The broken tip was found in the victim's body, belonged to murderer Joe Dark. Well, there you have it in a nutshell. That's all I know. Can I ask you one more thing? What is it? Oops. It's not money, but it does concern the chief. His office is a crime scene, right? It's where Prosecutor Neil Marshall was murdered. The chief's out now, and his office is locked. But we'd like to have a look around if that's okay. Well, any detective's ID card can unlock the door. Oh shit. That seems reckless. What, really? But if I let a civilian in there, I'd be charged with breach of trust. Breach of trust? Simply put, I'd be canned. Oh. Sorry, pal. I don't plan on getting fired because of you. How about this ID card? It was Detective Goodman's. That won't work either. The data was deleted the day he died. Oh. So in other words, Gumshoe is our only chance of getting into the office. I wonder if there's something we could show him that would make him change his mind. What about the picture we just got? The vase in the background! Figured it out. Okay. Present. Let me share a little advice with you as a detective. If you don't have a clue, keep your trap shut. I'll keep that in mind. Sheesh. Oh, well, he didn't care for that. I have to pee. Have I had too much to drink today? Oh no. I'm really worried about going to the movies now. Pee like 5 times during the damn movie.
That killed me still? Okay.
Oh my god, you're like upside down cat. Potato oil is gone. Okay. Talia, I'm for shovel the snakes. Show the vase. Lava jar. I think I've seen it before somewhere. Yes. Somewhere. Or maybe it's one of those memories people have from previous lives. This must be the most uninformative detective I've ever met. Something about it makes me feel uneasy. It's like I'm in the chief's office and he's yelling at me. Almost like, because that's what you were staring at the times you were in his office and he was yelling at you. Chief game? Where could I have seen that before? Oh, now I show him the picture. God, it's such a specific order you have to do this in. What? Okay. Was I not supposed to show him something else? He said, where have I seen this before? How was it a picture?
I think you need to go somewhere else first.
Okay. That's doing such a good job.
Oh.
Underground parking lot? Okay. No one's here today, not even Miss Star. Everyone's probably busy looking into what exactly went down in the evidence room. That must be where the detectives are. But we proved in court today that on the day of the crime, no one was murdered in the evidence room at 5:15 p.m. Yeah, I thought we were finally making some headway in our case. But instead, it looks like we just ended up making Lana look even more guilty. Hang in there, Lana. I've got to find all the answers by tomorrow. I mean, I don't think there's really anything left to examine here. Oops.
Did you talk to Gumshoe after presenting the switchblade?
Yeah.
And you got that updated?
Yeah.
It It says after that, head to the prosecutor's room.
Okay. I'll watch go there. That's literally what I was hovering over when you said it. Okay. I wonder if Edgeworth is back yet. There he is. It looks like he's writing something. What are you doing here? Sure was quick to throw that paper on the floor. Tough day in court, huh? Well, I've had to live the past 2 years with rumors flying around. What's another allegation to me? Cheer up, Mr. Edgeworth, I'm rooting for you. That's Edgeworth for you. Always trying to hide his real feelings. So what do you want? Unlike some people, I don't have all day. Forged evidence. There's no excuse for what I've done. 2 years ago, I used false evidence to obtain a guilty verdict. That's what it all breaks down to, and nothing I do can erase that fact. But you didn't know, did you? I mean, that the evidence was falsified. The police department and the prosecutor's office share a bond of trust. If that bond is broken, we stand to lose everything. The police department's error is my error, my responsibility as the prosecutor in charge. That factor means the same no matter what excuses I lay out. Mr. Edgeworth, I take pride in my work, so tell me why. Why has it all come to this? Even Edgeworth can't keep this kind of emotion bottled up. Tomorrow's trial. Are you up for the trial tomorrow? First last year's trial and now this one. It seems all you do is worry about me. To be honest, you're getting on my nerves. Mr. Edgeworth, you can't just walk out on the trial. Tomorrow is the last day. It's too late to change prosecutors. I'll bet that's what my superiors are banking on. Looks like the same paper. I never thought that case would come back to haunt me like this. What do you mean? The list of evidence. It seems too short. Most lists run twice as long. It's only half as long as most lists. That is odd. After Neil Marshall was murdered, I became prosecutor for that case. I may not have been part of the investigation, but I knew what I had to do. Use the evidence I was given to prove the suspect guilty. That was really the only thing on my mind at the time. Say, we just saw a picture taken around that time. That picture, something seemed strange about it. Am I supposed to show it to him? This picture was hanging on the wall in Chief Gant's office. Prosecutor Neil Marshall, who had just started making a name for himself. Looks like this was taken when he received the King of Prosecutors trophy. Speaking of that, there's something that bothers me. Yes? The trophy Mr. Marshall is holding. It's a little different than yours. Yes, you're right. Oh, it had a sword on it. Ah, I remember now. Remember what? That was what the official prosecutor's trophy looked like until 2 years ago. There's a story behind its design. A story? Sounds interesting. Would you mind telling it to us? It's simple, really. Contradiction. That's what the award's based on. Oh, okay. Oh, here we go. This award originates from an ancient Chinese tale. In Chinese, the word contradiction is written with 2 characters. The first means halberd, and the second means shield. Have you heard this story? Me? Oh, sure. Everyone knows that. Why don't you tell it, though? For Emma's sake. Very well. Long ago, in the kingdom of Chu, there was an arms merchant. Sorry, one day he presented the king with 2 items. The first was a halberd he claimed could slice through any shield or armor. The second was a shield he claimed could withstand any weapon. Wait a minute. rejection. Hey, Toyful, how's it going? Those claims contradict each other. Very perceptive, but then again, you've heard this story before, right? Llamas, enjoy your shower. Anyway, as you mentioned, the very descriptions of these items discredit them both. When the king pointed this out, the merchant was left speechless, and thus the Chinese word for contradiction was born. Oh, I see. So the chipped shield and broken knife symbolize... Precisely so. They symbolize the merchant's items. The ancient tale ends with the merchant at a loss for words. But it's in our nature to pursue matters to their conclusion, even if it results in something as ugly as this. Wow, thanks, Mr. Edgeworth. I learned something new today. That's funny. If that's so, then why were you only given a shield? You'll have to ask Chief Dan. 2 years ago, he had the halberd part of the award abolished. Chief Dan. King of Prosecutors Trophy update in the record. 2 years ago, the halberd was removed against behest, giving it its current form. Behest?
It's a word, it's just not a very common word.
Huh. Alright, the day of the crime. Tell us again about what happened that day. The day Detective Goodman was murdered? You were participating in a ceremony over at the station, right? I've never cared for ceremonies, but I had to attend that one. Because you were awarded this? Those receiving awards can't exactly skip out on the ceremony. I finished up at the office in the morning and drove over to the police department. You finished up at the office?
I probably have to put a
Yes,
CP sign.
I didn't plan on returning to the office that day. That is, until I was asked to take something back. Take something back? This. Oh yeah, Chief Dan asked you to hold on to that, didn't he? Yes, it was a piece of evidence in a case that was closed half a year ago. He asked me to bring it back to the prosecutor's office. That's the story we heard yesterday. So you came back here to the prosecutor's office because the chief asked you to. Interesting, this chief is feeling real fishy. That's right. Do I need to present with something else?
There's something for you to examine in here.
Oh. Oh, totally. You figured out all the math and layout you want for your project. You just need the supplies now. That's amazing. I'm excited. What's it going to be? 7 wide, 8 inch long, by 12, and 4 foot tall, for those 2 rows. Puppy holes inside. Ooh! That would be fun. Do you just need to get wood and like put it together? Let's see. Phoenix says, I wonder what he was writing before. Oh, that's right. Let's take a look. Are you crazy? Edgeworth is sitting right there. Just distract him. I'll check it out. Hey, Edgeworth. Is that Detective Gumshoe out the window there? Oh no, it's falling to the ground. Hold on. First, let me see what this girl's doing crawling on it. He's taking the bus. What? Letter of... If you're having trouble reading, I'll read it for you. It says letter of resignation. Resignation? Edgeworth, you don't mean... I'm tired, right? I feel as if something inside me has died. But Mr. Edgeworth, none of it is your fault. I know the path I've walked. You don't need to tell me. And the path I've walked hasn't been a just one. I can't forgive myself for what I've done, and no one else should forgive me either. Uh-oh, I think he's serious. Mr. Wright, please, you have to do something. This letter of resignation, I wonder if I can use it for anything? I think he knows I'm reading it.
Now that you've gotten the letter of resignation, You'll.
Yeah, I went back to the parking lot. There's some question marks.
Yep.
Okay. Who's me? Oh, it's Angel. What do you care for a quarter-pound of roast beef? A star. I guess she's out of work. You certainly are the curious sort, aren't you? Kind of like the first person who sucked a cow's nipple to discover milk. Angel, I read that out loud. Still, I never thought you'd go digging up that case from 2 years ago. Everyone in this trial was involved in the SL9 incident. Not only that, but the murder occurred on the very day the evidence from that case was due for transferal. This can't all be attributed to mere coincidence. Aren't you forgetting something? You know that little scene I happened to witness? Yeah, you fucking made it up, and we knew it from the beginning. The instant Lana stabbed Detective Goodman with a knife. No matter how much of the past you dig up, it won't change what I saw. Roast beef is meant to be savored when eaten. This star's hatred towards Lana. It all dates back to 2 years ago. Right, so you framed her. Joe Dark, that's a name I'll not soon forget. We trailed him for half a year. Oh, the pressure. Oops. Nope. Press the wrong button. Still, I don't think I was ever more alive than I was then. Those days were steamier than a bowl of hot gravy. Poor old Jake Marshall, though, must have been going through hell. Maybe because of his brother's death? They were close, those two. After Neil died, something took over Jake. He became obsessed. Seeing Jake like that made her all the more desperate. Her? Lana Skye. My sister? The best of the best were put on that SL9 case. Of course they were led by that legendary duo. Lana and Chief Gant. Damon Gant and Lana Skye. Gant led the investigation with Lana second in command. They were the best. They solved all kinds of cases together, didn't they? Damon Gant's magnetism, in particular, was almost unreal. His magnetism? By that I mean his ability to attract evidence. He produced the most incredible evidence in the cases he handled. Incredible evidence? You mean... Oh yes, there were rumors about him even back then. No one dared confront him, though. I take it she's talking about forged evidence. Back then, everyone looked up to Lana. All the detectives wanted to be like her. Really? Oh yes, myself included.
Okay, let me start this from the top, and then I think I might wrap it up, because I'm running out of stuff to do, and I've already designed 2 segments today.
That's why she was so concerned for Jake. Mr. Marshall. When Jake's brother was murdered, she felt as if she had lost her own brother. If it wasn't for her, I don't
We
think
tested
Jake
up
would
to
have
here,
ever
and started designing the castle for this.
That's what they know.
The castle is going to be a summation of basically all
That's
of World
why
1 and
I'll
2.
never be able to forgive her.
So we have the
Why did
extended
she have to turn
bunchers,
so
we
cold
have
about
the SMB 3 direction platforms, we have fire snakes. And then the final segment is going to be involving moles and some kind of boss, I think.
You mean with the forging of the evidence? Don't get me wrong, Joe Dirt got what he deserved. Still, it was obvious the evidence produced in court was manipulated. Items our team never found would suddenly appear, while other items were kept secret. But you don't have proof anything illegal was done? I'm proof enough of what happened.
I may also just design a 3rd segment with the moles and then do a boss with something else.
So much as an explanation.
We'll see.
Then Lana Skye transferred to the prosecutor's office and became chief prosecutor. Lana always
Well, that fire snake running up the side of the wall was terrifying.
Huh? Lana Skye was merely being
Okay.
used as a pawn.
So that's what we have. I felt pretty good about that as a castle.
She was being
It's
used.
basically a combination of the
Lana
ideas
transferred
before.
to the prosecutor's office